Oh, does it? Yeah. Oh, maybe because I'm the sport director. That's probably why. Yeah. Yeah, they don't let me do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want to welcome you to Pontiac High School for tonight's contest. We would now ask that everyone join us to observe a moment of silence for our troops deployed overseas and our first responders as we honor all those who serve our community, past and present. Thank you. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. As a reminder, it is customary to remove your hat and place your right hand over your heart. Please hold your applause until the conclusion of the national anthem. Thank you.
Let's sit down. Put your head back. Excuse me. Excuse me. You don't say no. What do you say?
Who's 79? He's not on the roster.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's telecast of WPHS. We're here to cover the Pontiac Chieftains versus the EWG Scarlet Knights.
And yeah, today it's a very, actually the rain just picked up. It's going to be a rainy, cold, muddy game, so we should see a lot of running tonight.
Yeah, it should be a lot of running plays.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pontiac High School once again for tonight's contest. The Chieftains will be kicking off.
Tee the ball off.
I want to thank you all for coming out, those of you braving the weather.
We will not be seeing much passing tonight at all, so definitely a lot of yards in the running game tonight.
Yeah, Chieftains going to depend a lot on the run, as are all the other teams.
Zachary, check your mic.
And the kick is off. Ball bouncing down toward the goal line.
Ball's right around the goal line.
West Greenwich.
It's going to be picked up
And he's going to be tackled at around the 16
at about the 16-yard line.
Impressive kick in this weather, to be totally honest. I mean, that was a highly impressive kick. I mean, you got it down to near the goal line, and good coverage on the kick team.
Yeah, great kick by Ryan DeRoche. Very impressive right there. So Chieftains will come out first on defense. See what EWG's got for them.
Pontiac head coach James Cook, his assistant coaches
Definitely expect to see just runs on this drive from EWG. I don't expect them to pass the ball once on this whole drive.
Matthew Pizzatoro, Ray Dane.
So here comes EWG.
Exeter West Greenwich comes out in their first offensive play.
It's going to be a handoff
Handoff to the
back. That play's going to be stopped right there.
And this should be interesting for the linemen and the running backs, too, all game long. They're going to have a tough time getting some footing on this field tonight. It is a grass field, and we are in the rain, so expect it to be just an absolute mudslide.
Absolutely. And if you guys are familiar with the center of this field here, I mean, it turns into a skating rink as it gets wetter and colder outside. And so,
yeah, it'll definitely be tough for anybody to get their footing, especially if you're running at full speed.
EWG looking to run their second play. It's going to be another handoff. Devoured in the backfield.
And his Take it down on the right side.
Great penetration there by the Chieftains
Yeah,
defensive line.
Great way for Christian Plouffe there to get through the offensive line, make the play, get him down, and a great way for Marcus Carpenter to get in there and wrap up the tackle.
Yeah, so a big play for the Pontiganza defense there. That's going to bring up third in quite a bit for the Scarlet Knights here. Hopefully they're able to get something going. Great first two defensive plays by the Chieftains. Let's see if they can keep it up.
So we're coming up on 3rd and
So
9.
Christopher Carolino is going to come out in the shotgun.
Ball on their own 17-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun.
He's going to take that. He's going to drop the ball.
And he's going to fall on it inside his own.
He's going to fall on that ball. It's going to bring up fourth down.
EWG's line just looks very sluggish tonight, not getting into athletic stances, like they just don't want to touch the wet ground. Hopefully they can pick up their play soon, because, I mean, not being in an athletic stance against this team, against this good Pontiganza team, I mean, it's going to be tough for them all game long if they keep on doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and the strength of this Pontiganza defense is obviously their defensive line. And not being able to stop those guys all night is really, really going to affect their running and passing game. So we got Carpenter back deep to return. Terrible kick.
The kick was off the right side.
Going to be out of bounds at about the EWG 40-yard line, so the Chieftains come out in great field position.
Chieftains are going to be in scoring territory. I mean, they're flirting with the red zone already, so this should be hopefully an easy drive for Pontiganza.
Absolutely. So tonight's starting lineup.
About the 37-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Pontiganza.
We have an addition. Jeff Mackey looks to be taking over the center responsibilities, at least to start the game.
Yeah, this is a very interesting to see. Surprised to see Jeff Mackey starting over center Chris Hopkins, but let's see how he plays tonight.
So we got Salvaggio in the I formation, Carpenter behind him, and Bacala's the tailback. First play of the Chieftains offense. It's going to be a designed roll pass. Salvaggio's going to look. He's going to fire. Ryan Smith has got the ball for a big completion. Absolutely beautiful play there.
Yeah,
About a 17-yard gain for Pontiganza.
Great way for the line to not allow any penetration to get to Zach Salvaggio there. I mean, great catch by Ryan Smith. He carried two players for at least 5 yards there. I mean, beautiful to see him getting his first catch in a very long time.
Yeah, so Ryan Smith obviously there. About a 17-yard gain. Really a versatile player. Is able to deliver some devastating downfield blocks as well as be a threat in the passing game. You saw it there.
I mean, he's huge compared to some of these other kids today.
So 1st and 10, Pontiganza with the ball.
Chiefs going to come back out in the I formation. Savaggio's got Carpenter behind him. It's going to be a handoff to Bacala.
Give to Bacala up the
And he's running. He's got some room. I think Bacala's going to be down at about the 3-yard line right there. So excellent play by him.
And from what I've noticed today so far is that all the I formations, at least from the Chieftains, have been very stacked and very close together. You're seeing the running back be within 5 yards of the quarterback, so this is something interesting to see, maybe an adjustment with the weather. And there's a timeout on the play by EWG.
EWG is going to take a timeout here, see if they can gather their thoughts. Obviously, they gave the ball to the Chiefs a great field position. Haven't really had any chance of stopping them so far.
Yeah, they gave themselves a pretty, or put themselves in a pretty unfortunate situation for their defense. I mean, it's always tough to stop somebody when they have a very, very short field to work with.
And EWG with a small roster as it is, a lot of these guys will be playing both sides of the ball here, so be interested to see what they do.
Yeah, and they do have 3 injured players there, all juniors, so should be interesting how do they adjust to those injuries.
As the field judge, Edmund Gilmartin as the referee, Derek Habershaw as the back judge.
I would expect a nice handoff here at the goal line. Just punch the ball in.
Yeah, I think this is going to be right up the gut, maybe a fullback dive or maybe just a halfback toss of some variety. Definitely should be a run no matter what.
Could even see a Tom Brady-style QB sneak to start this game off.
Definitely can't count that out.
50-50 raffle.
So as we talked about just a little bit earlier, and pretty briefly, Jeff Mackey handling the starting center responsibilities. He's looked real good to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is an absolute surprise. I didn't expect Jeff to be starting at all tonight, but he is.
The handoff.
Fullback dive. Carpenter gets in. Touchdown,
Dive into
Chieftains.
the end zone.
Great play there. I mean, great way for
Touchdown, punt against.
Christian Plouffe and Jeff Mackey to open up the hole there. It was wide open.
All
All Marcus Carpenter had to do was walk in.
Yeah, beautiful job by the offense there in that first drive. You know, really establishing themselves. Great play by them.
Jeff Mackey's definitely making him a name for himself. I'm very impressed with this first drive from him. I mean, the snaps were great, and nothing was wrong. He did a great job at blocking there.
Yeah, so our big guys up front today. Gonna have Jeff Mackey at the starting center position. Feiner at left guard. Followed by
getting ready to kick.
Plouffe at right guard. And the two tackles,
Ryan Smith
Patella
on the
Robshaw
hold.
and Braddock. Fantastic job by those guys.
Ball's down, the kick's up.
DeRoche gets that kick, and it's no good,
no
just
good.
short. So that's going to end his bid for the perfect season.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a tough game for him to
Short on
kick.
that one.
It's
That's gonna make the score
extremely
6-0
windy out,
punt against it.
extremely wet. It's just going to be a tough game to
8:22
kick.
left in the first quarter.
Probably should just be a bunch of two-point conversions today.
Absolutely. They have more than enough
Don't
talent
forget to
offensively to
visit
get it
our
done.
snack bar, folks.
You may see that.
A lot of food down there. Hamburgers, hot dogs,
And not much of a crowd here today.
hot chocolate. for those of
A
you
whole
who are
whopping
chilly
maybe
out there.
25 to 30 people showed up for this game. So,
Understandably so. I mean,
yeah, it's-
hopefully you guys will get to watch a lot of this tomorrow.
yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys
When I
do
get the
decide to
full
watch
menu,
it.
I'll read it.
We do put some hard work into this, so we appreciate every view that we get.
So, Chief,
Absolutely.
back up the field.
Appreciate our cameraman, Mr. Foreign, up there tonight.
He is
He's
battling the elements, to say the least, tonight.
Absolutely. He's got his raincoat on,
He's got the work cut out for him this evening.
but he's out here helping us out, so we really appreciate that. And we know you guys will appreciate it too. So DeRoche tees the ball up here, and he's going to send it back in the direction of EWG, and hopefully the defense can come out and get some more work done here. Kicks away, great kick by DeRoche. He's got some distance on it. That ball is fielded by Malachi Sameo. He's got the ball. Oh, wow, and he's got some serious room. Malachi Sameo may just go all the way, and he's tripped up by DeRoche.
What a play by Ryan DeRoche there. I mean, that kid has some burners on him. I mean, he got up to speed really quick. Ryan DeRoche just caught up to him, grabbed his arm, and got him out of bounds. Great play by Ryan DeRoche.
Yeah, and we saw him just a few weeks ago get absolutely leveled on a kickoff, so good to see him putting in some work there on kickoff and tackling and all that stuff. So really impressive there by DeRoche, and it looked like Tyler Brown out there to get that stop.
Yeah, definitely.
Save a touchdown.
Ryan DeRoche, a scrappy kicker, definitely likes to win football games, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, it was a great idea to bring him in this season. Obviously, he's a dual sport athlete, plays both soccer and football in the same season.
So he is an athlete. He can run.
Most certainly.
Carlino under center.
So Carlino's going to be under center for this. He's going to pitch that. That's going to be a great run.
Pitch back to the tailback, cutting up the field.
I mean, and there was just,
He's going to have a first
wow.
down.
What a great run.
Yeah, a great run, good toss, single back formation, got out to the right, beat the edge, and what a great way for the EWG offensive line to set the edge on that play. I was very impressed on that.
It's on that one. Right, 'cause there were more numbers than we have there.
Yeah, so EWG is going to take over inside the 5 here, or just about on the 5-yard line.
First and goal exit.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I didn't expect to see today, was EWG threatening to score. I honestly thought Punt Against It might get a shutout today.
Carlino's going to take that right up the gut. He will be
Quarterback
stopped
keeper
just
up
short.
the middle. He's going to pick up a couple. It's going to bring up second and
Second and goal.
2.
Good read by Christian Plouffe there to wrap up the play, and good play by John Bragg to just get in there and make sure that the quarterback didn't get anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. What did you do? Throw it out? The one you wrote out?
I thought I gave it to you.
No, I wrote my own. This is my handwriting. I don't know what you did. You were trying to copy it, weren't you?
All right, so Carlino's going to come back out here.
Greenwich, the ball on the Chieftain 3-yard line.
He's going to take the snap, hand that off to the fullback. He's going to be devoured, so that's going to be a great goal line stop by the Chieftains there. Bring up third down.
Yeah, Chieftains is looking good on, at least their red zone defense is looking fantastic right now. Hopefully they can keep this up, make sure that they don't score I can almost guarantee you that we see EWG go for it on 4th down if they don't get it in here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that'd be a smart play call by EWG as well. If they're not able to successfully get this play on 3rd and 4th down here, you're definitely going to see them go for it. I mean, because worst case scenario, you've put them in really tough field position, Chieftains-wise. I mean,
yeah, and I mean,
you don't want to be backed up in your own end zone.
I mean, and if they do get it, there's a good chance they can take the lead.
Absolutely, with the missed kick.
Carlino on the center.
Carlino's going to take this
Ball
snap.
alone back.
He's going to try to go up the middle. He is
Gonna be
stuffed.
stopped short.
Christian Plouffe,
Might have
great
picked up
stop.
a yard.
Almost kind of looked like a misread there by the quarterback. Looks like he thought they were closer to the goal line. He dived right away. It didn't even look like anybody hit him. He just kind of dove. Looks like he just had no idea where the ball was.
4th down and goal.
So they got about a 4th and 1 here. And a long one at that. We'll see what they go to for a play call or if they bring on the field goal unit. I would assume to see some aggressiveness from EWG.
Oh, I expect it too. Definitely going to be maybe a fullback dive. No, not even a single back formation, so right up the gut.
They stay in single back, so Carlino and Zach Bowe will be right here. Carlino's going to come. He's going to toss that to Bowe, and Bowe's going to get
And he
in.
gets into the end zone.
4th down conversion, good for EWG. That's going to tie them up 6-6.
Looks like Anthony Patel Robshaw might have bit a little too hard on that play. Expected him to bounce it way out right, but he ended up cutting it back in. Good play by the running back there to make the read and cut back in and get the touchdown.
Yeah, fantastic vision there, and that's going to put the Chieftains in a bit of a rock and a hard place here. Obviously missing that first kick.
Yeah, I mean, and this might be a go-to play that we see EWG go to all night long. I mean, that it's worked 2 times now, so who says it can't work 3?
And so far, we've seen the Chieftains rip teams with their toss plays this year, so get a taste of their own medicine here.
Shotgun formation.
They'd be going for 2 here. Carlino's in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, look to float that ball. And that's going to be incomplete. So we have a 6-6 tie with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Good coverage by Tyseer Brown.
Yeah, it's going to be Tyler Brown there on the coverage.
Tyler Brown, good coverage there. Made the quarterback uncomfortable. Had to make an uncomfortable throw, and ended up being a bad toss. So good play by Tyler Brown on that one.
Absolutely. So we have a 6-6 tie. About 5 minutes left in the first quarter. EWG responds, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I didn't expect to see today. Very surprising. Great drive by EWG. I'm very impressed with this team.
Yeah, very impressive that they were able to get the ball in the position they got it in the first place. Great kick return.
I mean, and last year at this point in the game, it was already like a 20-0 game by Pontiganset. So this is very interesting to see. We got 6-6, all tied up with 5:10 left in the first quarter. So hopefully, I mean, this could be an interesting slugfest.
It very well could be. 2 D4 teams head-to-head today. Chieftains obviously with the home field advantage, but not by much. Not a huge crowd to back them up today.
And the Chieftains, I mean, they're desperately looking for a win here, coming off back-to-back losses now. So just trying to get back in the right track now.
And one of those being a league loss, which definitely hurts in the playoff race. That's going to be a short kick. And that ball is not yet recovered. John Zambrano falls on it.
Good way for John Zambrano. Just hop on top of that ball, make sure it got nowhere. I was getting a little bit scared there. I thought an EWG player was going to catch up to him, but he covered it up right before they got there.
Yeah, so good cover-up by him. And we're going to see the Pontiganset offense get back to work. Made quick work of the first drive. Unfortunately, missed that extra point, but let's see what they can do here on drive number 2.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with the whole field ahead of them, pretty much, compared to just having 37 yards in front of them.
So Mackey's going to get down to the ball here. So Vaggio's going to line up in the I formation. He's been comfortable there so far in this game.
Savaggio lines up on the center, I formation.
Ryan Smith moves in.
It's going to be a toss. Bacala's got some running room. He's going to get about 5 yards there.
Good play by EWG, just to make sure they wrapped it up. Great way for them to set the edge. And the wide receivers just couldn't handle their blocks there right there on that play.
Yeah, so definitely a decent play by EWG. They didn't fall for the screen too heavily. Blocking downfield wasn't so great for Pontiganset. And that's going to hold Bacala to a semi-minimal gain.
I mean, and this might just be their, like, a play that they just know by heart. Is the halfback toss. It seems like they can run it well and they can defend it well. So It might be a tough thing for the Pontiac to deal with all night long.
I was truly surprised to see Zach Salvaggio throw the ball on the first drive. And here he goes again. He's rolling back out. Chris Brennan, and just overshoots him.
I mean, last week it was the underthrows. This week it's the overthrows. Hopefully Zach Salvaggio can figure things out and dial it in. I mean, he just missed a wide open Chris Brennan. He had at least 3.5 steps on him.
Yeah, Chris Brennan comes screaming down the field here. That's a really tough one to let go.
Brennan on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Chieftains.
It's going to be about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 for the Chieftains here.
And just bringing up Chris Brennan, I've been very impressed with him all season long.
Absolutely. He's been effective on both offense and defense.
Yeah, he's been absolutely killing it. Great to see the sophomore playing so well. And it's great to see him just continue the great play.
So Mackey having quite a good night at center. Salvaggio back in the shotgun formation. It's a designed roll play again. He's going to throw that ball over the head of Ryan Smith, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Chieftains.
I mean, Jeff Mackey, that was his first shotgun snap, and that was a perfect snap right to the chest, right to the numbers. Hopefully Jeff Mackey gets to keep that up all night long.
Yeah, again, really surprised to see Pontiac try to nail the pass game. Uncomfortable conditions to throw in, but they seem committed to it here at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the rain has calmed down a little bit, but the wind is still whipping, and the ball is still wet, so very surprising to see.
So Braddock's going to come out to punt. The senior tackle, defensive end, and punter. It's a line drive kick. Looks like the Chiefs are just going to down that one. EWG 31, it appears, and that's pretty solid defensive field position for the Chieftains. They've got 70 yards in front of them, so hopefully the defense can fare better this time than they did last time.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't allow anything big here. Defense definitely needs to hold up, especially, I mean, with it being a tied game. Decent kick by Braddock there. Definitely we'd look for a little bit more yardage, but got it down to their 30, so good to see.
Yeah, definitely good to see. Designed line drive kick there. Yeah, Not looking for all the height in the world or hang time, but he got the ball down the field.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in this weather, it's very tough to kick anything. So
Catalino's going to hand that ball off. There's a flag. That's stuffed anyway, but I assume that's going to be a false start in the offense.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start on their fullback. He jumped just a little bit too early. He expected the pass to come 2 seconds too early.
We do have a flag. We have an illegal motion.
So it looks like we have an illegal motion by EWG.
It's going to be waved off by the Chieftains.
It's going to be declined that penalty. So they're going to take the second down. Very interesting. I mean,
also yards are there on that play anyway. So smart move by coach to, take that second down rather than have them repeat first down.
I mean, personally, I think that was more of a false start than an illegal motion, but either way, that's what they called.
The call is what the call is. So that's going to make things a little bit uncomfortable for him here. About 2nd and 13. Carlino's going to be in the shotgun. He's going to take that snap. He's going to look to throw the ball. He's going to throw that. No one in the area.
Another flag on that play. It's going to be a holding.
We have a hold. We're not sure what team that's going to be against. They look to motion at Coach Cook, so it's going to be on EWG. That's going to back him up even further.
Yep, looks like they'll be marching it back again. EWG struggling with the penalties so far. I mean, that's 2 plays, 2 penalties now.
Yeah, Coach Cook even gave him a break on the first one, but that second one's going to be enforced, and that's going to be a big penalty for them.
Yeah, they are marching backwards, and that's not what you want to do in a football game.
No, most certainly not. So Carlino's got the play here. He's returning back to the huddle. Pontiac defense is already pretty much set.
So 2nd and 20 plus from deep inside their own territory.
This is a high hill for EWG to climb here.
I mean, this is a very, very long field that they have to play with now.
Yeah, Carlino's back in the shotgun again. He's going to take the snap here. He's going to look to throw again.
Oh, it's another flag.
That play has been blown dead. I mean, I'd have to guess at this point it's going to be a false start,
yep,
which it is.
It is.
So 3 plays in a row, 3 penalties. That's going to back him up, I mean, really close to their goal line.
Yeah,
even.
I mean, EWG really has to get the time together. It's now a 2nd and 30, so, I mean, Honestly,
Yeah,
this
it's
might
gonna
be a
bring up
throwaway
second
drive
and
for EWG now.
too far to count.
I mean, I don't even know if I can get a number on the yards that they've lost on this
Second and very
possession.
long.
I mean, it's been
They've
absolutely.
single-handedly pushed themselves back into their own end zone.
Pontiac's defense has literally not done anything on this whole drive.
I mean, that
And
play
it's
was
a
whistled
second
dead
and
from the
30.
start. That's how blatant it was. Carlino's got
Carlino back
a
with the
real
shotgun.
hard drive in front of him here. He's going to take that
He's gonna
ball
throw
from the
to his right.
shotgun. He's going to look to
Goes
throw.
off to the left.
It's going to be
caught,
above the head of
and
the
he's gonna
receiver,
be
but
tackled.
he's going to come down with it
Being
for about a
5 yards on the play. It's
3 or 4 yards.
Just something I'm noticing with the EWG line is that their spacing seems very wide. The distance between the center and the left and right guards is at least 2 to 3 feet, and I figured they would be more tightly packed.
I would certainly figure the same thing, Paul. And Cardellino, obviously we haven't really seen much of him this game, but it doesn't appear that he's got a whole lot of velocity on that ball. And I mean, we saw him basically throw a lob pass on a bubble screen there. And
Yeah, I mean,
that spells kind of bad things for EWG, especially when they're backed up this far.
Especially in this weather, you need to be ripping the ball because you got to cut it through the wind.
Carlino's going to take that again. He's going to try to throw. That's a
Throwing deep
duck.
down the sideline.
It's
It's
gonna be,
broken up.
Deflected by Aaron
Number
Parento.
18,
It's a big
Aaron
play there.
Parento.
Obviously, they're going to bring on the punt unit.
Yeah,
Gonna
good
reinforce
pass
the
defense
ball.
there. It was a quick pass.
Coming
As soon as he
out.
got the
Nice
ball,
play
it was
out
pretty
there
much
by
out
the
of his
defensive
hands. So good pass defense by Aaron Parento. Great way to make sure that no catch was made on that play.
Real interesting game so far, 6-6.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this at all. I thought it was going to be a very one-sided affair at the end of the first quarter. So this is very interesting to see, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, can't complain. Good football.
Been a defensive battle to this point. Hopefully the Chieftains can open it up on this possession.
Kicks away.
It's going to be a decent kick. End over end.
Picked up by Marcus
Carpenter's just going to have to fall on it after he almost gave the ball away.
Yeah, I mean, this is just something we've kind of seen all year is the hiccups on the punt return. Pontiac has still yet to find a solid returner, it seems like, and it looks like we are continuing that into this game.
Yeah, special teams as a whole has been pretty good this year, apart from punt returning. We saw Bacala give one up a few weeks ago at homecoming that really cemented the Chieftains' fate. Hopefully they can get that under control.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get a punt returner, but honestly, if things like this keep on happening, when we play big teams, we should just let the ball go no matter what. And just,
Absolutely. And just
honestly,
deal with
you
the field
could-
position we're
yeah,
given.
you could maybe even just send an extra blocker. I mean, who cares? Send the extra man.
Just bum rush and see what happens.
Yeah, see what, you never know what could happen.
So Coach Cook is on the field here.
Something's not right about the play call.
Yeah, Chieftains alignment is off. Savaggio's going to look to throw that ball to Bacala and just really overshot him there.
Just another overthrow. Looks like Zach Savaggio is just overcompensating for what happened last week with the underthrows. Almost like he's kind of afraid to throw a pick right now. Hopefully he just gets a little bit more confidence in his throws, starts ripping the ball, and that's the way they'll catch it tonight.
Yeah, Savaggio's going to try to make some more tight window throws here. I'm very surprised to see the Chieftains so committed to the pass game. Obviously, they came into this game favored. We'll have to see what ends up happening, but it is interesting to see that Coach Cook has designed some plays where Zach's throwing from the pocket today.
Absolutely.
Not something we're used to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely surprising. I mean, they're committed to the throw, showing confidence in Zach Savaggio.
Bacala's in at fullback. Carpenter's in at tailback. It's going to be a toss to Carpenter. He's got some running room. That's a good play. But there's going to be a flag
on the
thrown.
We got a flag in the middle of the field.
We're going to have a hold against Pontiac.
Preliminary call.
That's going to be on number 54, Christian Plouffe. So that's a tough one for Pontiac.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring a player to the ground like that, it'll always get called. You cannot bring a player to the ground like that. You just have to let him go, basically.
Especially in a non-replay game. What the ref sees to what the ref calls, and that's going to be an unfortunate turn of events. Back Pontiac up a solid 10 yards here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very poor holding call. I mean, it's a toss to the left, and that's the opposite direction of where Christian Plouffe plays. He should just let the player go because, I mean, the play was already 10 yards away from him at that point.
Comes out. 4 receivers set again. Got Carpenter off to his right.
So EWG's got some solid spacing here. They're giving Parento a lot of room. It is going to be a handoff to Bacala, and he's going to be devoured. Number 52 for the Scarlet Knights, Joshua Capwell, in on the stop.
Yeah, I mean, number 52, Joshua Capwell got in there like the Tasmanian devil. He He blew right through the offensive line of Ponagansett, got back there, made sure he brought him down. It was a great tackle. Good
That's
play.
an excellent read on a good blitz package by EWG there. Capwell gets in there to make the stop. Going to back the Chieftains up a long ways from the chains here.
I mean, I think we and you can both agree on this. This has been a very, very, very impressive game from EWG defensively. Did not expect to see this at all tonight.
EWG has done a fantastic job. The conditions have been really rough for offensive play, but their defense has really showed out today. They gave up that touchdown. They're hardly giving up yards since then.
I mean, if we see upset here today, this could be
mean real bad things for the Chieftains here.
Mean very bad things.
Come out, 3rd and long, their own 33-yard line.
Savaggio is back in the shotgun. Motion. It's going to be a handoff. Kabakwa. He's still going, but not even close to the chains here, so expect to see Braddock out to punt again.
Yeah, it looks like Ponagansett might be going back to the run game, which personally I think is probably the right decision for this game. Just got to find that right run play that'll get them the yards that they need for first downs and just to have a good drive.
Yeah, it's something I've noticed so far in this game, Paul. When you look at that EWG roster, you don't see a whole lot of big bodies out there.
Yeah, no,
they're a pretty small, slender, skinny team, and they're really holding up against the guys in the trenches here.
Yeah, a lot of ectomorphs out there, very thin and lanky. They're pretty tall team, but just like twigs out there almost.
Even their defensive and offensive linemen are pretty small guys, considering. It's a great kick by Braddock. It's going to be at about the 27-yard line here of EWG, so good defensive field position once again for the Chieftains. Hopefully see another stop out of their defense.
That was a great punt by Braddock. Had an incredible hang time, and that's going to bring us to the second quarter. Game is still tied 6-6, so this is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very well placed. And that's going to bring us, guys, to the end of the first quarter. So we're going to have a brief intermission in play here. The field's going to flip sides.
I think we can just let's show some appreciation to this EWG team. They're making a very tough game out here. Again, like I said, this is just incredible. I mean, we didn't expect this at all.
No, absolutely not. Obviously, them scoring that touchdown was something we didn't really expect to see, at least not this early in the game. We had Ponagansett favored by quite a few points. You can watch the podcast that we released on this game leading up to it. It's been uploaded today, so if you want to watch that, go right ahead.
I mean, I think we both, me and you, gave like a 35.5 point spread on this game, and it has not been like that at all today.
Yeah, it looks like the minimum. Hopefully the Chieftains can pull a Patriots here and cover the spread in the last few minutes of the game, but
let's get the wheels on the bus turning or something.
If you bet on Division IV high school football, then this probably isn't the game you should have bet on today.
If you bet on D4 Rhode Island high school football, you might also need to just see somebody about some financial decisions that you're making.
Very well said.
So, I don't think anybody could have said that better, Paul. So Christopher Cardolino is going to take this ball from the shotgun. We have a motion. And it's going to be a handoff. Wow, that's an incredible counterplay. Well designed, but it's going to get blown up.
A very interesting design. I've never seen that play before in my life.
Quite an interesting motion there. They almost took a guy out of the flex spot there and brought him in as a lead blocker.
Looked like a basketball weave drill or something.
Very interesting play design. Quite a talented design actually from their offensive coordinator, but didn't fool the Chieftains, so great stop by them.
Kind of looks like they gave a 5-year-old a coloring book and just went with what he drew.
Guys, I'd like to give a shout out to the best color analyst in the game, Paul Thalman. What an absolutely beautiful run by Zach Bowe there. I mean,
he got a full head of steam on that one. I mean, he was chugging downfield. Definitely. I mean, if we had a radar gun, I think he's hitting almost 20 miles an hour on that run.
And it's unbelievable. He's wearing number 34, and his last name is Bowe. It kind kind of interesting. That run reminded me a lot of Bo Jackson.
I mean, yeah, he knocked the guy down, got the first down. I mean, that was a hard fought run. I was very impressed by that.
Yeah, he picks up the first down on that. Great run by EWG. Pontigan's defense looking a little bit sluggish on this drive so far.
I mean,
After they got that first stop, they really got blown up on that last play.
I mean, Nick Bakla just got bowled over there. He had no chance. He was just standing still, didn't make any attempt to try and get him behind the first down line.
That's going to be another handoff to Bo, and he's going to be stopped. So the Chiefs plug up the hole there. Definitely a much better play on that go-around.
Yeah, hopefully we see more of those plays because Pontigancy desperately needs to win this game. I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, they have lost 2 in a row. The team just really needs something, especially with going to Tiverton next week, which is going to be a huge game. And it's just a tough road ahead of Pontigancy. It's going to be Tiverton and North Smithfield in the back half of the schedule.
Yeah, real tough schedule coming up for the Pontigancy Chieftains. They will go to Tiverton next Saturday morning to take on Tiverton, obviously in their home stadium. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, Tiverton's looked great all season. Their quarterback's looking fantastic as ever. And it looks like Coach Cook's giving a halftime speech in the second quarter right now.
Yeah, he's got the drawing board out there trying to explain a few things. Obviously, he feels that EWG shouldn't really be in this football game, and I can't help but agree with him there.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely just shouldn't be anywhere where they're at right now.
But they're playing great football today.
Yeah, I'm very impressed, and it's fun to
win,
watch.
lose, or draw, this has really been an impressive thing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can continue to play this well. I would love to see a close game all game long.
All right, so we got Cardellino back in the shotgun again. Bo to his right. They've got 2 receivers to one side. They have 2 receivers on each side. That's going to be a duck, but it's caught by number 16. He's going to pick up some yardage there. John Phillip White.
I mean, Tyler Brown just got shook like a bad habit there. I mean, he left at least 10 yards of space between him and the receiver. He's going to stay close, make sure that he keeps the player contained, but good for him to get the tackle before the first down marker.
Yeah, that's definitely a good showcase of zone coverage there by Coach Cook, but you know, when you have 4 receivers wide like that, you're kind of forced in the zone. But, I mean, really just a bit too much of a gap between the corner and the wide receiver there allows for a duck to be caught, which is something we don't want to see.
I mean, that could have been a pass that should have been picked off.
Yeah, so EWG is going to go with the quarterback sneak here. Cardellino's easily going to pick up the first down.
And I mean, Cardellino has some height to him, so I mean, he can run those plays and just dive forward and get the first down.
Yeah, and he's wearing number 12 just like Tom Brady, so not surprised to see the QB sneak there.
And I mean, it's kind of incredible to see the sophomore playing so well at quarterback. This is very interesting to see. I mean, we haven't seen a sophomore quarterback all year long.
Nope, especially not one that's really giving this defense a hard time right now. So that's going to be another first down picked up for EWG. They're in a groove now.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving the ball. This is 2 first downs in a row. Let's see what they can do the rest of this drive.
All right, so in the game right now, you'll notice we have Chris Hopkins at middle linebacker, not starting at center today. Interesting storyline there. We'll have to see what that's all about. But they're going to bring everybody down here. They're going to rush a lot of people. It's going to be a pitch. And wow, he is popped by Nick Bakla.
Nick Bakla made a great tackle there. I mean, he stopped him dead in his tracks. It looked like he hit a brick wall or
Yeah,
something.
we'll call that a gain of 2, but, I mean, that's a hard 2.
I mean, that looks like a Shaq pick right there. I mean, it looks like he just ran into a wall.
You ever played NBA 2K? You ever seen the badge brick wall? You know what that looks like.
Yeah, brick wall Hall of Famer right there.
So what we do see is number 18, Aaron Parento, back this week. Very good to see that.
Yeah, I mean,
we spoke with him on the podcast this week. He told us he was looking to play, and here he is.
I mean, yeah, he's a player that this offense needs, and this defense is definitely great to have back. I mean, he's a great player. Aaron Parento, probably one of the best players on the team.
So Cardellino's going to roll out, and he's going to be looking to throw the ball. He's just going to get that one away.
I mean, Nick Viner just got through the line like Swiss cheese right there. I mean, he just found the hole and got right through. I mean, he just had to chase down Cardellino at that point.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Viner. Cardellino's forced to throw that ball away, something he probably didn't want to do on that play. So that's going to bring up third down and about 8.
Yeah, hopefully
EWG here.
Yeah, hopefully Pontiac finally gets a stop here. Get this to fourth down and get the ball back in their hands.
Absolutely, they're in big need of a stop here. So we're still in a 6-6 tie. We're knotted up here, entering halftime here in about 8 minutes. So we about 7:50 on the clock. Carlino's back in the shotgun, and they're driving. EWG, he's going to take the ball. That's a well-thrown pass, but just unable to be caught
I mean, very, very
by Thomas
impressive.
Coucher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just highly impressed with Cardellino's throw on that. I mean, they had all the pressure around him. He just,
Stepped through and delivered a good ball.
yeah, I mean, he stepped up in the pocket. Great to see. I mean, he's playing like he's a senior. I mean, I'm very impressed with Cardellino's play so far today.
Yeah, absolutely, but a good stop by the Chieftains regardless. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. They're going to send out their punt unit. Carpenter's back to return deep. And that's going to be a muffed snap. And wow, he's just going to be touched by Bakla there in a huge break for Pontiac.
Yeah, I mean, you just fell on the ball. That's a smart play. Just take your medicine and just accept what happened.
Take over in plus territory. It's going to be 1st and 10. Pontiac from the 38-yard line of Exeter West Greenwich.
And we have Mr. Fiano in the booth with us today. An absolutely legendary teacher here at Pontiac.
Go Chieftains. Give it all you got. Leave it all on the field.
Great words of wisdom right there.
Yeah, the Chieftains are lucky to hear those words of wisdom from Mr. Fiano. So here we go. Chieftains take over at about the 38-yard line of EWG. Salvaggio's going to be back in the shotgun. He's going to motion Carpenter across. He's got a good cut there. That's going to be a good gain of yardage. Carpenter's going to easily get a first down on that.
Good play by Marcus Carpenter to make the cut, make the move to try and get that first down. And obviously, I mean, he just got it, carried 2 men with him to get that first down. And a very impressive play by Marcus Carpenter. Honestly, might have been one of his most or best vision runs this season.
Yeah, great vision run there. Good downfield blocks by the Chieftains, and great play call by Coach Cook. Obviously saw the weakness of that defense there. And he harped on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, great way for the line to set the edge and make sure no one got him off the bat and let him make that move.
With Carpenter to his left, he's going to take this ball in the shotgun. He's going to run that ball. It's a QB keeper. He's got some room on the outside. Salvaggio is really going to get down inside the 10-yard line. So that's a big gain.
Yeah, I mean, he found the edge, made sure he got out there, shook off the tackle from Malachi Sameo, and it was good to see. Good run by Zach Salvaggio there. One of his best runs this season.
Absolutely. Great run by him. That's going to set the Chieftains up at about the 9-yard line. Hopefully they can get something going in the red zone here. So the referee's going to make a bit of a spot change on that.
Looks like something might be up with Aaron Parento's helmet.
It's going to be 1st and goal, Pontiac.
So Aaron Parento's out wide. Bakla inside of him. And we got Salvaggio and Carpenter. It's going to be a quarterback keeper from Salvaggio. And if he doesn't get that, he's going to be very close. He's inches from the goal line there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Salvaggio just misread the block there from Anthony Batella-Robshaw. It looks like Anthony was trying to go to the left of the defensive line, and Zach Salvaggio cut it back up the middle of the defensive line.
Yeah, so great play call there. They're gaining some yards. That's good to see. But I would not be surprised at all to see them go right back to Salvaggio on the quarterback keeper. Expect a Tom Brady-style quarterback sneak.
You get yelled at?
Oh, yeah. Well, I eat a lot.
Everybody knows you don't touch another man's fries.
So Salvaggio's going to come out, and he's going to have him in the I formation here. He's going to take the snap from Mackey. It's going to be a handoff to Bakla, and he's not going to get in. So excellent stop there.
Number 32, Thomas Coucher, with an immediate stop there. Looked like the block was made. He just made it play from the ground. Very impressive.
Yeah, great play there. Never say die attitude on that play from Thomas Coucher.
There's no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and a yard for the touchdown for the Chiefs.
So Chiefs are actually going to lose a little bit on that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the Chiefs can
play.
punch this in. This is a much-needed touchdown. Hopefully they just
Much
run it down the
touchdown.
throat and get it in here.
So Savaggio's going to come back out.
Offensive line comes into play.
Single back. It's going to be a handoff to Carpenter. And they say no to him as well.
Oh no, they're moving the pile.
Well,
He might be
they
in.
pushed the pile. We don't know where the spot is. It looks like he's going to be short.
They're saying he's short. He's going to be
So it's going to be another excellent goal line stand by EWG.
I mean, impressive play by both lines there. I mean, they held. I mean, it was impressive. Ponagansit's offensive line got behind the runner to try and push him in, but EWG ended up holding up.
Carpenter's going to come off the field on this when he lost his helmet on that play.
It definitely looks like Ponagansett will be going for it here. Zach Savaggio is staying out on the field.
Yeah, the whole Ponagansett offensive unit still remains on the field, so they're going to go for this.
So here it is, folks.
It's going to be a good play call by Coach Cook here. Worst case scenario, you have him on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I mean that's a good chance at a safety, which could be more beneficial than scoring a touchdown here. Looks like Dave Raposa is moving
Dave
into
Raposa comes
fullback.
into fullback here. I formation. It's going to be a toss and an easy touchdown for Bacala.
Well, I mean, I guess they should have just done that the first time. I mean, the hole was huge on that play. Good blocks by Christian Plouffe. Make sure he opened up the play there. Great play.
Yeah, so they're going to send the offense back out here to go for two. Savaggio is going to stay on the field.
Chieftain's offense staying on the field.
I feel like I'm listening to the radio when I'm on it.
Did you get the best assignment today?
I did.
The fries?
Is Mr. Foreign up there?
Yeah, he is. Look at him. Look at him.
No, I'm not going to look. I see his Navy hat.
So Chieftains, though, expected to go for two here. Savaggio remains on the football field.
I think this is the right decision. It's just going to be a tough night to kick, so
Absolutely.
good call by Coach Cook on this one.
Monahan's moving the ball off to the left hash.
So Savaggio is going to come out in the shotgun. He's got Parento and Smith out wide. Let's see what they've got going on here.
Carpenter the lone back.
He's going to roll out.
Rolling out to the right.
It's going to be thrown over the middle, and that ball's incomplete, so they're going to miss that attempt. It's going to be 12-6 Ponagansett.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Savaggio had Aaron Parento open for a split second there, but that would have been a crossbody throw. Maybe just a smart decision to just throw it into somewhere where he knew the play would just go dead.
Yeah, absolutely. So good decision-making there by the quarterback. Ponagansett takes a 12-6 lead on the touchdown. Excellent drive by them. They were able to come down the field in pretty short order, so we'll see what they've got going on defense now. Special teams unit comes out, getting ready to kick the ball off. Ryan DeRoche will tee it up and send it back to EWG.
I mean, and that was a good drive by Ponagansett. Very methodical. Wasted a ton of time off the clock. Very good to see. We got less than 5 minutes now left in the second quarter. Hopefully, Ponagansett can get the ball back, make one more drive, make one more touchdown.
And so far, Ponagansett has really won the field position battle, and that's really what's, kept them, realistically out front in this game. Being able to pin the opponent on their side of the field, and also getting the ball in good field position.
Is that Ryan?
Yes.
Ball's teed up. DeRoche is going to give it a good leg.
Ooh,
It's going to be tough. Touched by 32. Number 2 is going to pick that up, and he's got some running room. And DeRoche is going to try to get to him, and that's not even going to be close. I mean, unbelievable play there by Malachi Sameo.
This kid Malachi Sameo is quite the speedster. This is his second play. I mean, it was designed to be kicked to the other returner to try and avoid something like this happening, but he still ended up making a great play. Good play by Malachi Sameo.
And we spoke about this earlier, Paul. Sameo is just running by the Chieftains at this point. DeRoche is not by any means a slow kid. And, I mean, Sameo must be a track athlete in springtime because that was an absolute burner of a kick return.
Yeah, absolutely impressive to see. Did not expect him to play this well. Did not expect to see something like this. And now EWG has a chance to take the lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough kicking coverage by Ponagansett there. That's another special teams mishap.
Yeah, unfortunate to see. Very unfortunate to see.
So Cardellino's going to be in the shotgun for this one. He's going to drop and throw that. That's going to be swatted, but that may draw a flag, and there it is. That's going to be a pass or interference on the Chieftains. That's going to be on Savaggio.
I think that's a very poor call. I mean, Savaggio and the wide receiver were both going up for the ball. I think it should have just been a bang-bang, no-call play.
Yeah, so we have a pass interference call there. I mean,
Pass
I agree.
interference
I'm not sure that
on the
should have been
Chieftains.
called, but what I will say is that I can certainly understand why it was
Ball
called.
half the distance of the goal.
Yeah, I
The
mean-
receiver really had no shot to get to that ball, though.
Two-point
Yeah, I mean,
conversion
I guess from the
foul.
ref's angle,
Just
couldn't
inside
really
the
see the
3-yard
receiver.
line.
I think the receiver just kind of fell there, and Savaggio unfortunately was just in the
Yeah,
way
we
of
don't
the
have
ball.
that challenge on the
West Greenwich will get another shot.
challenge on the passer interference
Yeah, we
rule,
don't-
so we won't be seeing a challenge on that one.
Yeah, we unfortunately don't have the Microsoft Surface tablets here in at Pontigansett for instant replays.
All right. So they're going to get another shot at this. Half distance to the goal. Repeat of this 2-point conversion. Cardellino's back in the shotgun. Bo's on the opposite side this time.
Oh, and timeout
It's going to be a
by
timeout.
Pontigansett or Exeter.
EWG is going to take that timeout. Looks like they didn't have all the right personnel on the field.
The Chieftains 12.
We'll see what they do from here.
Yeah, EWG definitely looking to capitalize on this opportunity that's been gifted to them. This could be huge for them for the rest of the game. Good momentum to bring them to the half if they can stop Pontigansett on defense especially.
Yeah, it's been a great special teams day for EWG. It's been unfortunate, man. Hopefully the Chiefs get this together. They're really struggling to stop this man, Malachi Sameo. He's done an unbelievable job.
You cool?
For all you criminal justice pathway students, he will be in class on Tuesday morning, so fear not.
You smell so nice.
So they're going to get another shot at this. This is tough.
Yeah, I mean-
Chieftains' defense remains on the football field.
Yeah, the Chieftains desperately need a stop here. Just cannot let EWG take this lead right now.
Giving EWG the lead here is really not going to benefit them in any way.
Yeah, I mean, this is just something Pontigansett can't allow to happen. Really, they just can't.
Cardellino's going to be in the shotgun. It's going to be a throw. And wow, he's wide open, but it's
But there is a
dropped.
flag, and there is a flag on the flag.
Another
so-
flag thrown. That looks to be on the offense. I would assume that's going to be on EWG here.
And Malachi Sameo just could not make the catch there. Great kick returner, not much of a good wide receiver though. I mean, he should have caught that easy pass.
Absolutely easy pass. It wouldn't have counted anyway, but absolutely an easy pass to catch. It's going to leave this one knotted up 12-12. Pontigansett and the Scarlet Knights.
Pontigantsett's going to have 4 minutes to drive down the field here, and I think they're going to use up all 4 minutes if we do end up driving down the field.
Yeah, so remember, Coach Cook has taken a few timeouts so far. It's going to be interesting to see what he does if, that 4 minutes becomes 30 seconds and we don't have any timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Coach Cook is conservative with the timeouts here. I think a hurry-up offense could work. I mean, there's plenty of time to run your whole offense. And just take the time. Take time off the clock. Don't leave anything for EWG to capitalize on.
Yeah, and especially don't kick the ball off if you could possibly avoid it.
Yeah, obviously, and Malachi Sameo obviously has proven that he is a very, very capable returner, so just got to avoid anything like that happening.
Capri, enjoy the weekend home.
I'd like to welcome back all of our alumni. See a lot of members of the class of 2019 here today.
So Sameo is also the kicker for this team. He's going to give this one a good
And
boot.
the kick is off.
It's a line drive. Carpenter's probably just going to let that one go out of bounds. So that's going to be a penalty.
I mean, Carpenter made a very risky play there. I don't think he realized that it is a live ball, and I mean, that ball still had a
If that
couple
ball
yards to
took
travel.
one bad hop and hit him in the leg, that could have been really, really, really bad things for the Chieftains.
I mean, and not even that. If the ball just ended up staying in bounds, I think the EWG players had a whole head of steam compared to Marcus Carpenter, who was running towards the sideline. That could have been very, very risky.
Yeah, and we don't have the speedster Malachi Sameo on our team, so there's no chance that kick return turns into anything positive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't have anybody that's going to run a 4.4 down the field blistering fast, so. And
No Deshaun Jacksons around here.
Yeah, no. Definitely no Deshaun Jacksons around here.
So the Chieftains take over 1st and 10.
So Vaggio's going to come out in the shotgun. He's going to hand that ball off to Marcus Carpenter. He's going to get some solid yardage there, about 6 yards on that one.
Good run by Marcus Carpenter. Way to find the hole made by the lineman there. Jeff Mackey's been looking fantastic this game. Honestly, I would say he's much better center than Chris Hopkins has been. And maybe this is an offensive lineman the offense needed.
Yeah, and my personal opinion is that Chris Hopkins has played very good football this year, defensively.
Yeah,
I think he's played really well defensively. He's a senior starter. There's absolutely no reason to have him risking it right there if you're getting better snaps out of Jeff Mackey.
Yeah,
Let him play his position on defense.
Yeah, like let
It's going to be a keeper, Salvaggio. He's got good yardage there. First down and a lot more. He's going to get about 10 yards on that.
Yeah, I mean, good stiff arm there. Great play by Zach Salvaggio. Good edge set by John Braddock on that play. And it was a great run.
Big brother, right?
And just going back to Jeff Mackey and Chris Hopkins' situation, I think Chris Hopkins should just focus on his defensive work. And he's played a fantastic year at linebacker, and he can't do nothing but continue it.
Absolutely. So Salvaggio's got the play from Coach Cook here.
All of our cheerleaders, Exeter West Greenwich, our guests, and our chieftain cheerleaders for braving the weather conditions.
He's going to be back out in the shotgun formation. He's got Carpenter to his right. He's going to hand that one off again, and he's going to be stuffed.
Up the middle, it's gonna pick up
Just something I've noticed so far with the Pontiganza alignment on offense is a lot of trios of wide receivers, not really spreading them out.
Yeah, they're going
Not
trips
doing-
quite a bit off.
Yeah, a lot of trips, a lot of just trios, making sure that they have 3 wide receivers on one side and only Aaron Parento by himself, which I think is a good call. Aaron Parento is a very capable wide receiver to be all by himself.
Salvaggio gets his team out of the huddle.
Yeah, Aaron Parento is definitely the guy you want by himself out there. We get trips right on a single back formation.
It's
gonna be another handoff.
He's powering up.
Looked like the Carpenter for a short
Tough
gain.
run.
And just another thing I've noticed with EWG's defense is that number 5, Peter Hernandez plays a very, very, very soft coverage from the line. So I think a lot of out routes to Aaron Parento could just go for 5 yards each time. And I mean, you only need 3 of those to get a first down. So I think that's something Pontiganza should look to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
So the ball's resting on
Zach hasn't really thrown the ball too well tonight. Missed a few easy throws, but
Exeter West Greenwich.
I shouldn't say easy.
Chieftains come out.
But, you know,
Bottom of the huddle, Salvaggio's in
not
the
difficult
shotgun.
deep throws to some open guys. But hopefully he can get it together here. I really hope to see him throw well.
Throws the ball.
Oh, Smith drops one over the middle, and that's going to be a tough one. A little bit of a high pass. Nothing there for him.
I think it's just a drop pass due to the gloves. I think when it gets wet like this and you're wearing gloves, they get very slippery and they almost become not beneficial at all and almost harmful in your catching ability. So maybe Ryan should just look to take off the gloves and run with just hands tonight.
Yeah, that could definitely happen. A little bit of a high touch pass there by Salvaggio. Definitely a catchable ball, but I think Smith also sensed the hit coming, and that probably had something to do with the drop.
I mean, he is still nursing that shoulder injury, and this
It's
is
going to be a fake. Bacala is going to get close, but he's not going to get the first down there. It's going to be a hold. They're going to stop him here.
I think it is going to depend on the spot. It's
EWG's football, so
They do signal
excellent
that
stop
it is
by them.
EWG's
That
football.
means real bad things for Pontiganza field position-wise.
I mean, EWG is going to have this ball very close to the 50-yard line with 1:24 left.
EWG is going to pair timeouts here.
Yeah,
They got plenty of time.
Yeah, very good chance to score here for EWG. Take the lead into the half, which would be mind-boggling to me and Zach, I think, to say the least.
Absolutely mind-boggling indeed. We'll see what the Pontiganza defense can cook up for this last minute and 24 of the half. I mean, a great play call on the fake by Coach Cook.
Yeah,
it was
I
well
think it was-
designed.
yeah, I
It's just
think it was
the
a good
line was
play.
not able to push it. That's going to be a ball's loose. But Pontiganza's going to fall on that.
Huge
Huge play on that. John Braddock recovers the fumble.
Jonathan Braddock on the recovery.
John Braddock with, I think this might have been his first fumble recovery this season.
Yeah, total miscommunication there on the part of EWG. That play was definitely blown up, but I'm not exactly sure why that ball popped out.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell if that was off of a hit or just fumbled. Like, maybe
Very
just poor
slippery,
catch.
obviously, with the conditions, but Pontiganza catches a huge break there. Great job and awareness by John Braddock falling on that ball.
This is huge for Pontiganza.
huge.
Huge momentum change.
They get a
here.
second life here before
Take the
halftime.
ball back. Salvaggio in the shotgun.
Salvaggio, it's going to be a low snap, and that ball is going to be intercepted. It's off the hands of Ryan Smith, and 3 consecutive turnovers
Salvaggio on the tackle.
on 3 consecutive plays.
along with
Just
74.
Ryan Smith needs to get rid of the gloves.
The
The gloves are clearly the issue here. I think he can't catch anything with them on. He needs to take them off. Just run hands tonight.
And you see right now, he's taking the gloves off.
This is a good call. Good call by the coach.
1:11 left.
That should have been a caught ball. That's two
Before halftime.
missed
Wasn't a great
catches.
throw by Salvaggio, but it doesn't have to be. It's a short dump pass that's got to be caught.
It has to be.
It's going to result in an interception on the stat sheet, but that's going to be an interception similar to what we saw from Baker Mayfield last week. Simple goal line plays or simple plays in general on short dump passes that should be caught that result in a high pass and interception.
Yeah.
1:11 left. Before halftime, we have a tie score. Exeter West Greenwich 12, Pontiac 12.
I mean, hopefully Pontiac can get another turnover. That was a very high moment to just jump off of a cliff, basically.
So EWG takes the ball back over, and we've seen quite an exchange of the football here in the last 3 plays. Very disappointing to see this from the Pontiac offense. We expected a really, really good performance today, and we're not getting it.
I really thought we were gonna see. My God, I thought it was gonna be a 30-0 game at this point. I really did. I thought we might even be looking to say that the JV would be heading in soon.
Yeah, but that's not even close to the story here heading into halftime.
I mean, it is a tied ball game against EWG. This is
Mind you, this is the 45th
puzzling.
ranked team in the state. There are only 45 teams in the state. Very small unit, but they've played good football, and Pontiac, quite frankly, just hasn't played good football.
I mean, very scrappy. There's very little film on this team, surprisingly, so that might have played a factor, but it was a very scrappy game by EWG.
But we are absolutely confident that coming out into the second half, Coach Cook is going to have these guys looking different.
Yeah, I mean, a good halftime speech. I mean, this is a Pontiac team that prospers in the second half. This
Very talented team.
Yeah, I think honestly, just take the medicine, get to the half, get the team settled, do whatever we have to do to start making some plays again.
So next week, Pat Matarisi will be rejoining the team. That's going to be a big thing for the Pontiac offensive and defensive line, however they choose to use him. We're not quite sure of what that will be yet. He was a known center at Scituate and did play his freshman year of ball at Hendricken, so an experienced player to say the least.
I think very good chance we see him play left tackle.
That's going to be stuffed. Marcus Carpenter taking down a much bigger player than himself. A good form tackle there. Good strong guy.
But yeah, getting back to Pat Matarisi joining the team, I think he's going to take over Anthony Battello-Robshaw's spot, and then Anthony Battello-Robshaw will move to one of the guard positions.
Yeah.
Timeout, Exeter West
I think
Greenwich.
it'd be fair to say that.
On a 3rd and 6 with the ball on their own.
So another
48
timeout by
yard line.
EWG. 14.2 seconds left in the half. We'll see what they decide to do here.
I mean, hopefully Pontiac can do something here. 14 seconds. I mean, not plenty of time, but it's time enough to do something. Time enough to figure something out. Maybe pick it off off of a Hail Mary or something. Run the ball back and get into a scoring position where they can either kick a field goal or score the touchdown.
Yeah, I think best case scenario here, Pontiac just has a feel good end to the half. Some sort of stop, something like that. But they got to get something going.
Yeah, definitely a momentum, just a little bit momentum going into the half would be very huge.
Here we go,
right
folks.
now.
It's a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, we don't have solid momentum really going in either direction at this point. Both teams, it's been a slugfest. Ball's wet, field's wet. It's uncomfortable playing conditions, so momentum really hasn't been at a premium. Carlino's forced out of the pocket.
We have a flag thrown.
There's a flag throw. Oh, wow.
Great tackle
A
by Marcus
monstrous
Carpenter.
hit by Marcus Carpenter.
Marcus Carpenter on
It
the
was a great
sack.
play.
It's going to be a hold on EWG.
We have a
Go
hold
right him out.
against
Yeah, and that was.
Braddock in the backfield.
I mean, John Braddock was getting held basically the whole way through. John Braddock was just pushing the left tackle there. And good call by the refs.
Yeah, good call there. We'll see what happens. Just a few seconds remaining before halftime. 6.1 to be exact.
Pressure put on by Jonathan Braddock.
I can almost guarantee you EWG is going to try and run out the clock here. Get to the half with this tied ball game.
Yeah, tied ball game. Today is a really big thing.
And that will be the end of the half.
That's going to be the half, guys.
So just some notes from the half. It's a very tough game to play in the rain. Clearly, Pontiac just needs to work on their running ability in this game, I think, because the pass just hasn't been working.
Yeah, it's been really hard to watch at times. Passing game isn't working. That's a combination between blocking, quarterback, and the receivers just not being able to make some catches.
It's been like almost like the perfect storm.
Yeah, literally the perfect storm today. So halftime analysis-wise, Paul, any thoughts?
I'm hoping that we see Pontiac run the ball a whole lot more, and maybe just the occasional pass, maybe like one pass a drive, but just keep the ball on the ground and
dig in, get the blocks. There's plenty of time to go home and take a hot shower tonight. So while we're here, let's dig in and get these blocks and get our guy in the end zone.
Very well.
Very, very, very good football from EWG. That's going to be it, guys. We're going to leave you for the half, and we'll get back with you as soon as kickoff happens.
Looks like we only got 12 seconds left in this halftime. So hopefully Coach Cook reamed into him this halftime. I'm hoping for like one of the greatest halftime speeches ever was given by him tonight.
Yeah, certainly we're expecting to see a whole different team here in the second half. Obviously, weather conditions have been really, really tough for football today. But Pontiac is getting the ball to open up the second half.
And just coming into this game, I didn't think the weather was going to play as much of a factor as it is, but I think the weather's been basically the defense tonight. The weather has been basically a second defense this evening.
It's been real difficult to do anything. I mean, we haven't seen one deep ball completed by either team.
It's either been overthrown.
No huge runs apart from the kick return. It's been tough.
Yeah, I mean, the ball flight today has just been obviously been going left to right, right to left with the wind. It's been swirling all night long. So hopefully it's just a running half. I think that's what Pontiac needs to do is just run the damn football.
It's really going to be tough to win any other way. Well, here comes the kick from Malachi Sameo. It's going to be an onside kick. Looks like the Chiefs recover.
Yeah, I mean, just a good pickup there by Nick Viner. I mean, that was a pretty unexpected onside kick. I wasn't expecting that at all. I just expected a big boot down the field.
Yeah, I for sure thought Sameo was going to go there.
It looks like, yeah,
give it a good boot. But
looks like EWG is confident in the defense to hold up here, which is, I mean, that's a show of confidence to say the least.
Absolutely. So here comes Salvaggio with the play. Just starting off the second half here. 11:57 on the game clock, third quarter.
And the wind is whipping, folks. I can guarantee you that. Trees are swaying.
Salvaggio from the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff right up the gut to Marcus Carpenter. And he's got some serious room. Great play there. It's going to be about a 20-yard gain.
All right, well, if that isn't a show of why we should be running the football, I don't know what is. I mean, that is good downfield play. Marcus Carpenter hit the hole hard. Good play by the line to set the edge, make sure that the hole was there for Marcus Carpenter. And let's just continue this pace right now.
Yeah, excellent play there by Carpenter and the offensive line. Good shift on the halfback draw from the shotgun. Great play. Great gain of yards. So here comes Salvaggio back from the shotgun. He'll have Carpenter out from the opposite side. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to pick up a first down.
All
Great
right.
gain from him.
So where was this last half? I mean, this is the most action we've seen on offense in a quarter and a half of football.
Yeah, obviously back-to-back phenomenal plays there for the Chieftains. Big yard gain.
Zach Salvaggio just ran the ball well there. I like that quarterback, keeper where he gets the option, quarterback option. And honestly, I think that's just a play that they should run all night long. I don't think EWG can stop it.
No, absolutely not. Great play there by the Chieftains. Well-designed quarterback keeper. Salvaggio's going to pitch it. That ball is loose. It is going to be recovered by Marcus Carpenter. A bad pitch there from Salvaggio, and that could have been trouble.
I mean, number 57, Jacob Cleason, just got into the backfield with a bandit right there. I don't think Zach Salvaggio really had great outlook to get the ball to Marcus Carpenter, so I think he should have just held it in that situation. But good play by Marcus Carpenter to hop on the football and make sure that it wasn't recovered for a fumble.
Yeah, Salvaggio really could have blew that one there, but good play and good awareness by Carpenter. So Smith and Parento are going to be out wide as normal. You have trips to the right. Brennan accompanied by Bakla out there. Shotgun. It's going to be a handoff. Good stretch. And Carpenter's got some serious room up the right side. He's still got his feet under him, and he's yanked down right at about the end of the chains there. Real close to the first down.
Pontiganza has not changed this formation on this drive at all. It's been the same formation.
They've just rotated the back from side to side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just trips out to the right. And it's formation just staying. I mean, it's worked. It's worked for 3 first downs almost. So great play by Pontiganza. It looks like they came out a little bit scripted here, but it's never a bad thing to come out scripted.
Yeah, Coach Cook and his scripted plays have had great success in the past. We saw that last year as they started off the season 6-0. Here comes Salvaggio again. It's going to be the same exact play to Carpenter, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Carpenter.
So it looks like Pontiganza finally found the play that they need to run this game. This great start to the half. Touchdown within the first 4 minutes, and let's continue this momentum for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is something we just love to see, guys.
Especially after a very, very hard-fought first half, which we expected to be almost a blowout by then.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't been the story here tonight, so hopefully the Chieftains can not only knock this 2-point conversion in, but play some good defense.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see how EWG comes out. They haven't touched the ball yet, so I'm excited to see what they have done in the half to revamp their offense a little bit.
Yeah, so since the miss, we've just seen 2-point conversions. It's going to be a dump pass. Carpenter's going to be stopped. 18-12 Chieftains. Failed 2-point conversion attempt again.
Very weird play on that. Not a big fan of the design. I think a little bit too cute there. Should have just done something a little bit easier.
Yeah, got real cute with it. No real need for it. Just not a great play call, I don't think. It led to a bad play. It is what it is. Chieftains should certainly be happy with that drive. They're on top 18-12.
Looks like they were looking at Braddock for something that he missed. Coach Cook and Coach Sasso both gathering around Braddock to talk to him about something.
He must have not sealed that right edge, it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it would have been a play that worked, just something that Braddock missed.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously happens, but that's the risk you run with the 2-point conversions. You haven't seen DeRoche come back out to kick a field goal.
It looks like, kind of looks like a Bill Belichick, Mike Nugent situation right now. Just
absolutely
no trust in the kicker tonight.
So Braddock is going to have to kick this one away. DeRoche is not on the field for this.
Which is a big surprise. I don't know if Ryan DeRoche is injured or something.
DeRoche currently on the sideline. I see him over there.
They just don't trust him kicking to Malachi, I guess.
Yeah, they may just need a big high kick from Braddock here. That could be the reason for the pull. So Braddock's going to come in and give this one a solid boot. He's going to keep it on the ground. Line drive. Oh. That ball is going to be toyed with, but then recovered. Thomas Coucher. Going to get that.
Yeah, we didn't even call that a line drive. That was a ground ball up the middle and hit second base.
Yeah, absolutely. Great,
what that was.
great job by Braddock. He pointed that kick right where it needed to go, kept it away from Malachi. So Chieftains, they give up a little bit of field position there, but they also don't give up a long touchdown on a kick return.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee you, we don't see Malachi Samoa touch the ball for the rest of the night.
It'll be 1st and 10. Chris Cardellino at quarterback.
So Cardellino's back in the shotgun. I'm sorry, under center, and he's going to hand this ball off. And it's going to be stuffed. Nick Viner, and it looks like Chris Hopkins in on that tackle.
And Bo just shook off the tackle there. But wait for the team to get together, get the gang tackle. Great play by Nick Viner. Looks like our camera is getting clean, so we apologize.
We also appreciate it because we got to see too, guys. So, great job there, wiping the camera off. Gives us a good, clear picture.
And with that clear picture, I mean, you can just notice the amount of water that's starting to pick up on the field. Looks like the game might get a little bit more sloppy now.
It's amazing that some of the guys wearing white sleeves still have those white sleeves. And good tackle. Bacala with a form tackle. Great job there. Sealed the edge.
I mean, that was a great tackle. Two players just meeting at full speed. That was great to watch. Very fun to watch.
It'll be 3rd and about a long 4. Right to the West Greenwich.
Yeah, and it's getting considerably colder out as the lights have come on now.
Yeah, I mean, the sun's starting to set down. I mean, with the cloud cover, it really hasn't played an effect today. But we will definitely see a drop in temperature. And a 3rd and somewhat short here for EWG, so this is very interesting. They can get the 1st down here. And I guarantee you we see them go for it if it becomes a 4th and short situation.
Yeah, so we got Cardellino back in the gun now. He's got a guy out to his left. Looks like Bo. So, look at this. Smith comes right off the edge. That ball comes nowhere close to an intended receiver, which doesn't look like there was one. It looks like a misgrounding call, and there's the flag.
There's the flag. Looked like Ryan Smith was just getting in there quick, and it forced Bo to lay a block on Ryan Smith, which didn't allow him to get out into any sort of like screen, I think is what they were going for there.
Yeah, it looked like a screen nowhere near anybody, really. Ball was just kind of thrown out into thin air. Smith comes in on the bull rush, forces Cardellino just to get rid of the ball, and he didn't move from the tackle box, so therefore that's going to be an intentional grounding. Chief is getting the ball back.
Yeah, it just didn't look like EWG was ready for that play, almost like they didn't practice it enough.
High snap. That's still going to be quite a booming kick. And that's going to be spotted right at about the 40-yard line. Chieftains 40, so they have pretty good field position here, about 60 yards to work. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we just see a repeat of last drive. Just drive down the field nice and methodically, take a lot of time off the clock so they can get home, get warm. Because I can almost guarantee you that all the players out in the field right now just want to get home.
Yeah, absolutely. They need at least another touchdown here to put this one out of reach with the conditions considered.
The flag is way off. There's no flag on the play.
So we have no flag. That's been picked up by the umpire.
1st and 10.
Chieftains take over here. Mackey stays in the game at center.
Yeah, I almost saw it. I thought we were going to see Chris Hopkins go back in, but it is going to be Jeff Mackey.
They're sticking with Mackey, and for good reason. He's played well today.
I mean, his snaps have been almost perfect. I mean, right to the chest every single time, and it's been fun to watch because Chris Hopkins is not as much of a consistent center as Jeff Mackey has been, at least so far tonight.
Right, so
Yeah, we saw him warming up pre-game. That was a big question for us. Is Jeff Mackey going to start at center today? And he did. Carpenter's got some room here, and he's going to get that 1st down.
That was great blocks by the left side of the line there. Just allowed Marcus Carpenter to make a patient read and just take what he had. And the things you love to see, this is one of them.
Yeah, the receivers there on that left side, too, as well, throwing some good downfield blocks. Really opened up that side of the field for Carpenter. That's going to bring up another 1st down for the Chieftains. So they start to roll in the running offense now, and it's looked good. Savaggio's going to be back in the gun here. He's going to take this one. It's a quarterback keeper. He's got some running room. It's going to be a flag thrown on the play, which looks like it's going to be on the Chieftains, unfortunately.
I think we're going to see a holding here. Number 32 was just kind of a quailing duck himself. Thomas Kuchar didn't really have a chance to make the tackle, and I think he would have made the tackle if there was no holding on that play.
Yeah, so definitely a hold on the Chieftains there. That's going to back them up. Take away some of the yardage that they just got on that last run by Carpenter. That's a shame. So it's going to be about 1st and 20. Unfortunate there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting spot. If you look at where the ball is, the ground is absolutely ripped up right there. So it might be a struggle for the lineman to get footing here, and it might cause something to happen in the run game. So maybe see a pass here.
So Salvaggio's going to maintain the shotgun formation here. He's going to hand this ball off to Carpenter once again, but he will be wrapped up after a relatively short gain.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just capitalized by Pontigansit there. The defensive line of EWG was struggling to get their footing there. Number 56 fell down right away. Brendan McCauley looked like he just slipped when he tried to make an explosive play through the line.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the trip there, still a great play by the Scarlet Knights to limit that rushing offense. I mean, we've seen that draw play work quite a few times in the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really impressed with the run game of Pontigansit, and it looks like EWG is finally starting to play some good defense against it. Almost like
it's going to be a false start on Nick Viner.
I mean, this is very similar to what we saw last half. Pontigansit started out very well with the run game, and then just started to slow down once EWG could figure it out. So this is some good on-the-fly adjustments by the EWG coaching staff, and I'm highly impressed with them after what was a very tough loss last year to Pontigansit, 45-0.
Yeah, they've made some quality adjustments, and regardless of the result or the scoreboard here tonight, EWG can hold their heads high. After playing some really good football against the Chieftains at home.
Yeah, I think they should be very proud of themselves this game. This should be good momentum for the EWG team that has been just struggling the past couple of years.
Mackey's out of the huddle. He's first to the line of scrimmage.
So Mackey remains in its center. It's going to be a shotgun for Salvaggio. He's going to motion Bacala across. It's going to be a double reverse. And look at this. Marcus Carpenter has some serious running room after picking up a huge first down. He's going to be pulled down at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Malachi Samail, great speedster, awful tackler. He just let Marcus Carpenter get about 7 extra yards there after contact.
Yeah, real tough. I mean, Carpenter's a really talented kid. Good, strong frame and all, but, if you're on the guy, you got to make that wrap tackle. Yeah, Malachi was not able to do that.
Yeah, Marcus Carpenter just drove right through him. Great job by all of the offensive line, honestly. Everybody held their blocks. Marcus Carpenter had to make one little slight adjustment in his running path, and then he was off to the races at that point.
Yeah, so high formation for Salvaggio. He's going to hand that off to Bacala.
Bacala up the middle.
Well, Bacala is going to be very close to the end zone.
Right up the middle there, but there is a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a holding call.
Great job of running on the play, but there is a flag, and that one's going to come back.
I mean, I think that's a play Pontigansit should go back to. They can definitely avoid that holding. Nick Bacala hit the hole hard.
Yeah, he did, absolutely.
I basically had 10 yards before I could even blink.
Yeah, good 10-yard gain there by Bacala, even though it's coming back. Nothing major. They're still going to have first down here. They're driving into EWG's red zone, so we'll see what Coach Cook decides to go with here on first down.
Yeah, he's just going to keep the pace up right now.
Yeah, you want to tire them out, which it looks like they've done. Keeping the EWG defense on the field is huge.
Yeah, definitely don't want to go moderato right now. Definitely want to keep a fast-paced offense.
We know it's been tough conditions for kicking all night. We haven't seen DeRoche attempt a field goal since the missed extra point. Salvaggio's in the shotgun. He's going to hand that off to Carpenter. He's got some good rushing room. Good 7 yards on that.
And just something I've noticed that, again, like past couple plays, I think if Pontigansit does go back to the passing game, just throw the ball, almost force it to Aaron Prento, because they've been leaving him like 10 yards of space off the line every single time. And I think he could make a move, maybe even just a slight little slant, throw it right to him, and that's 5 yards right there.
Yeah, and guys, based on field positioning, I wouldn't be surprised to see Salvaggio look at Carpenter again. And it's going to be Bacala. Good pickup. Based on field positioning, me and Paul are pretty much willing to project that you may see a deep shot here to
Yeah,
Parento.
and I think Aaron Parento was looking at Coach saying, hey, I got the room there. And he was pointing to the corner, so I think it's a very good chance we see the play here. And I am very excited to see the play tonight.
The
This is
play that we
something we've
talked
been
about
waiting
on the
for.
podcast this week with Aaron Parento himself. You asked him about it. He told us that, I model my game after Randy Moss. I like to run my streaks a specific way, and he's going to do it, I think, right here.
Oh, just a toss.
It will be a pitch to Carpenter. Carpenter's got some serious room. He's going to truck somebody. He's getting down close to the goal line.
Nick Bakla made a fantastic block on Malachi Sameo there. He put him into the ground. This is great to watch right there. I enjoyed that block a lot.
Yeah, absolutely great blocking there by the Chieftains offense. Raposa gets subbed in offensively here.
Definitely a bright spot in today's game has been the offensive line. They've been blocking well all game long. A couple little mishaps in the first half, but it looks like they figured things out here for the second.
So the Chieftains pick up the first down. They get about a minute and a half left in the quarter. That'll bring us to the end of the third when that minute and a half expires. Hopefully they're able to punch this in and have a nice two-possession lead heading into the fourth.
Yeah, hopefully you can get this to the fourth too. Just milk this clock out until we get to the fourth quarter.
It's going to be a handoff to Bakla. He's going to be very close to the goal line.
Looks like Bakla couldn't get to the edge there quite quick enough. It was set. He just couldn't get around the offensive line quick enough, I guess. Needs to hit the hole just a little bit harder on that play. That would be a touchdown, too.
Absolutely would be a touchdown.
Great job of keeping our feet.
That's going to give him second down, though, so no real stress for the Chieftains here. I'd expect to see him keep it on the ground at this point.
Yeah, I mean, especially just keep it on the ground in case, they do stay in front of that goal line. Keep that clock going.
Yeah, so we're down to 30 seconds left in the half. Salvaggio lines up in the eye again.
1.5 yards to go.
He's going to sneak it right in, Tom Brady style, and he's going to score a touchdown. Big play.
Great QB keeper there, but there is a flag on the offense there. So it looks like that touchdown is going to be called back, unfortunately.
Another flag here, and that spells bad news on that play.
This is something Pontiac has been having an issue on this drive with the flag so far.
Penalized a lot.
Yeah,
losing yards.
It's bad to see.
Here they come back and
can't
up.
be doing this.
It's going to back it up 5 yards. The ball's going to be on about the 7-yard line.
Not sure who the illegal shift was on, but clearly, they called it, so they saw something, the refs.
So Salvaggio's kind of forced now to make a decision.
Back in the I formation.
He's back in the eye. He's going to roll out and throw that ball.
And it's a touchdown for Ryan Smith.
That's a big touchdown.
And
his first ever high school receiving touchdown.
And
on varsity.
If we just take a peek at those hands, they are bare. They are the bare hands. I think that was the issue, was just him having the gloves. Just a little bit too slippery. Glad that he finally decided to take them off and decided to, actually catch the football with his bare hands.
Salvaggio makes a beautiful play on the run there. Kind of got forced out a little bit. Not great protection up front.
And an interesting development here. Ryan DeRoche will be making the kick.
Yeah, so DeRoche is going to line up for an extra point attempt.
Getting the extra point.
Maybe I think the rain has calmed down here. I don't
He's
see
lining
any
up to
drops
make
on the
this
window.
25-12. Hopefully he can do so.
This would be huge for Pontiac too, because this
Smith
gives
down
him
to
an extra
hold
point.
right after the receiving touchdown.
Smith is going to hold.
It's going to be a snap to Smith. Good hold.
The kick is up.
Ooh, and it's blocked.
DeRoche.
Oh, but
what?
Marcus Carpenter did pick it
That
up.
ball might have been deflected into the Chieftains' hands.
Carpenter.
Are they gonna?
What do they rule here?
I don't know what the rule is on that. If we with the official up top, he's saying they will not be awarded for it. Just a block. Our official up in the booth today.
I've seen this play happen in the NFL a few times. They've ruled it as a 2-point conversion.
I'm not sure what the high school ruling is, but
I'm not sure what the high school ruling is as well.
I guess we'll find out here soon. This is Quite a lengthy discussion by the officials, so clearly they are debating what to do here.
Because once that ball is blocked, it technically does become a live ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, at
because
that
players
point.
are able to pick.
But I'm not sure if once it hits the ground, it becomes a dead ball. But I don't think it ever hit the
Did
ground.
it ever hit the ground?
I think
See, that's an
Marcus-
interesting. So
They
we have
just call it
a
no
no
good.
good call on that.
No good.
And looks like Coach Cook is going to look for an explanation here by the officials.
Yeah, so
So 2:04
we have a 24-12 ball game. Coach Cook goes out to have a conference with the official.
We have Pontiac at
That's the
24,
official ruling, and it
Exeter
won't
West
change
Greenwich
based on the
12.
fact that they're unable to review that in any way. So that's going to be the official ruling. Coach Cook just wants a little peace of mind, I think.
Yeah, I mean, interesting call by the refs. I think it's the right call, honestly. I think in high school football, I think a block just means dead ball. So, good call.
Yeah, definitely a good call. Coach Cook's a little bit confused, still speaking with a referee, but I'm going to go on the side of good call as well.
And it looks like Coach Cook is understanding the call. He is nodding his head like okay, I understand this. 24-12, with 20 seconds left to go in the third. So,
A comfortable lead for
yeah, very
Pontiac now.
comfortable lead. I don't think Coach Cook is very concerned with the call.
See, the thing is, even if that is the ruling, and somehow they were able to determine that Marcus never let the ball hit the ground,
All right,
which
Johnny
they were
Brown's
not.
back to
So,
kick.
therefore, it's kind of just an automatic no call there, and they'll award it to the side of just a block and no good, because there's no real way of going back and looking to see if Marcus ended up touching that ball.
Yeah,
before it hit the
obviously,
ground.
no instant replay here.
Okay,
So
now
Braddock
we're ready
again to
go.
kick it off. DeRoche
Ball spotted
returns
on
to the
the
sideline.
of the Chieftains. Braddock up.
Braddock
He kicks
with
a
a
hard line drive
a
down the
skipper.
middle, caught by the up back.
number
He's gonna bring it
22.
at about
He's going to bring that one out.
45-yard line.
I really like that
Pretty
kick by
good
John
starting
Braddock
position.
there. He should definitely just
Exeter West Greenwich.
keep doing that all night, just the
That's
skippers.
Murray on the
I think that's the way to go. Keep Malachi from making any play. I think that's the biggest worry Coach Cook has now. I think this EWG offense, I think Pontiac knows they can stop them. It's just keeping that ball away from Malachi Samoa and making some big plays, which, I mean, tonight he's made two. With a kick return for a touchdown
Two
and then
huge plays.
a kick return to bring him within red zone.
Yeah, obviously two huge plays by Malachi. Definitely want to avoid that.
I mean, I think that is the biggest fear at this point for our
Gives
Coach Cook.
EWG pretty solid field position. It's a pitch to Bo.
He's got some room.
It's a good form tackle by Carpenter.
I mean, that was a great open
5-yard
field
gain.
tackle. But with that, you could just see he could have zero footing in the ground. It was kind of funny to watch Marcus Carpenter just kind of got teleported almost. It was just he was just sliding right across the dirt.
Yeah, it's funny. I like to make mention of the fact that right before we wrap up the third quarter, which is now over, I'd like to at least mention the fact that right before that kickoff, you saw Aaron Parento jumping up and down on the playing surface to try and level it out in a certain area because the middle of that field is just like an absolute wasteland right now.
Yeah, I mean this weather is playing a huge effect on the game today. It's crazy to watch just all the mud that's being kicked up, all the dirt that's being kicked up. I mean, if you just look at the field, it looks like mountains almost.
Yeah, so we have a whole quarter of football ahead of us, guys. 24-12 Chieftains have the lead at the moment. EWG gets the ball in quite good field position. They have about a 4 or 5 yard rush on their first play to end the third quarter. So let's see what they can do with the football.
I mean, this is a big drive for EWG. If they score here, they can stay in the game. And if they don't, I think that might be the dagger, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm not
Pontiac
sure.
from there should be able to keep it on the ground and kind of let this clock wind.
I
These
think
guys want to
yeah.
get home.
I think Pontiac can make a 6-minute drive, and I mean 6 minutes is half of a quarter in high school football, and I mean that's just a ton of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And with different stoppage rules in the NFL, that could be more than a 6-minute drive in all reality.
Yeah, I mean it could become a 7-minute drive, and I mean at that point you're basically out of the quarter. I mean.
Yeah, so the field is flipped here. You'll see Tyler Brown on this side of the screen.
So it's second and about 3 for Exeter West Greenwich.
got Brown giving some cushion. Carpenter next to him. Carlito's going to throw that ball.
Tyler Brown slips on that.
Brown, oh, wow.
Oh my,
Makes an incredible tackle.
what a tackle from the sophomore. Absolutely picked up the man. Number 16, John Phillip White. Picked him up, threw him on the ground. That was great to see by Tyler Brown. Although I think he needs to start playing a little bit closer to the wide receiver again. We just saw him give him a little bit too much cushion. He couldn't make a play on the ball.
Yeah, he gave him quite a bit of space there. Obviously, more zone coverage-based defense from Coach Jim Cook. So, be interesting to see, what he does adjustment-wise, whether he brings his guys into man coverage, has them at least play closer on the zone. Because it looks like a flat zone right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something EWG has been capitalizing on all game is the cushion that the corners have been giving the wide receivers. As we see them go back to that again, which we've seen them go to multiple times tonight.
It's a tough pass, but it is caught. That's going to be a great play by Malachi Sameo.
Good play by the edge rushers, John Braddock and Ryan Smith, but they're going to call roughing the passer on that play.
So Smith will get whacked with roughing the passer. That's really tough.
Not sure if that's the right call there, but I didn't really see the hit. But it just looked like Ryan Smith, I mean, he jumped at least 2 feet in the air. I mean, he can't really just stop himself from hitting a quarterback.
Yeah, Ryan Smith's a big kid, 6'3" plus. 245 pounds, big receiver, big D end. It's hard to stop that sort of momentum, especially after you're jumping up to swat a pass.
Yeah, I mean, it was just jumping up to swat the pass. I think the rest.
No malicious intent there. Obviously, late hit, gonna call it.
I mean, I guess we see some protecting of the passer rules in high school football as well.
So a 15-yard pickup on the personal foul. That kind of backs the Ponteganza Chieftains defense into a bit of a corner here. We'll have to see where they go with it. It's going to be Bo. Bo's going to get a good gain there.
I think Bo is going to get the first down on that play. Looked like he reached forward just far enough to get the first down, and he's pointing for it.
Excellent gain. I mean, looks like they're going to spot him maybe with a first down.
They might need to bring out the chains for this one.
Yeah, they might measure. Yep, chain gang. Looks like they're getting ready to come out.
So it looks like they're going to call for a measurement. It's close to a first down.
I mean, I don't see the need to bring out the chains on a first down run, but they're going to bring it out and measure anyways.
I mean, I think it's a good.
Oh yeah, so he's
call
got
to
more
get
than the first down.
Oh no, I think we might be bringing out the credit card for this one.
How are they going to measure this?
I don't know. This is extremely close.
So
I mean, it looks like the rest are.
Yeah, so he's short. He's short by about a credit card.
I think they gotta call that fourth or second.
So he's second in the inches.
Oh wait, they're bringing out the chains further.
Okay, so
I'm not sure I quite understand why.
Interesting measurement.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the field is uneven at one part. And it is going to be second and short.
So second in inches for EWG.
About the width of a credit card, I would assume. Is that what the distance is on this one?
Yeah, that was real tough.
I mean,
obviously second in inches, keep it on the ground here.
Yeah, I mean,
I would expect from EWG.
I mean, I can almost bet $1 million that we'll see a QB sneak here.
And inches for Exeter West Greenwich.
Which is a play they've gone to multiple times.
Yeah,
today,
Cardellino, he's done that a number of times today. He comes in an under center.
And I mean, you can just see Ponteganza stack in the middle.
Here comes a QB sneak. They're obviously going to get that.
I mean,
that'll pick up the first, and they're really treading on Ponteganza's territory here.
Yeah, I mean, all Cardellino had to do there was just reach. That's
stressful play. I mean, stressful drive for Ponteganza. That roughing the passer may go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, that roughing the passer basically is what gave EWG the momentum here to drive the ball deep into the Ponteganza red zone. And I can almost guarantee that we'll be seeing EWG maybe make a score here.
Yeah, a touchdown here for EWG would go a long way. Depends on what they end up doing after that as far as a 2-point conversion, or do they attempt their first kick of the night. It's going to be a handoff and absolutely blown up at the line. It's going to be Zach Bowe taken down.
It looks like they were just looking to try and get Bowe there on some momentum to try and just make a play, but he couldn't get enough momentum to get through the first set of tacklers, and a great gang tackle by the defensive line there. I was very happy to see that.
Yeah, Pontiac has played pretty well tonight in the red zone as a defense, especially the closer they get to the goal line. So, any sort of stop here is a big one. Obviously, EWG is in the spot now where they're in the fourth quarter and they're going to have to score a touchdown. So, don't expect to see any sort of field goal. They're going to go all 4 downs.
Yeah, definitely expect this team to go all 4.
So shotgun for Cardellino. He's going to look to throw a pass, and that's going to be...
And he's going to be tackled.
Looks like they were trying to find their playmaker, Malachi Sameo, on that one. Just a little bubble screen straight to him. Hoping that he could make a play, but clearly he was struggling to make that play.
Yeah, that was sort of blown up there. Great job by the Pontiac defense to be able to penetrate on that play.
And yeah, great job by Aaron Parento to just make sure that he wasn't getting anywhere fast.
Good form tackle. There's a flag on the field. We'll see what that's for. Refs are discussing.
I just saw a slap of the thighs by a couple Pontiac players, so it looks like they're calling it on Pontiac.
So, I'm unfamiliar. It looked like too many men on the field.
Yeah, I think that is
a 12-man
is.
unit for Pontiac maybe on that last play, unless somebody wasn't able to, the substitution wasn't able to get off the field or something.
But I'm not
interesting.
I don't think I ever saw a sub that whole play.
I'm not sure I did either. 12 guys in the field. I would think Coach Cook would notice. Maybe
yeah, I didn't even see a sub. I still haven't seen a sub. I still haven't seen anybody come out of the game. I'm very confused about that call. Very, very puzzled.
I mean, they stood there and talked about it for a while, so they saw something.
Yeah, obviously they definitely saw somebody.
So Parento and Bakla with their hands up.
I think it might have been intentionally went out of bounds. Maybe. I'm really
I'm not
unsure.
sure what they called there.
I mean, Aaron Parento has his
that
hands
signal
in the air.
to me represents too many men on the field in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Aaron Parento's.
So it looks like Coach Cook is
hands
bringing
up
his
in the
guys
air.
to the sideline. He's going to have a word with them.
And Aaron Parento is on the sideline.
Maybe he was the 12th guy. I'm not positive.
Oh, they're saying that he led with the crown of his helmet, and he's going to be maybe ejected for the whole game. He's on the sideline. I think they called it a hit to the intentional.
They call a personal foul. It looks like on Parento for initiating contact with the head.
Yeah,
that's not something I'm used to seeing called. Maybe targeting.
Yeah, I was just seeing. I was just watching Aaron kind of describe the play to whomever. He was tapping the top of his head like if he was leading with the crown of his helmet.
So it's going to be a toss to Bo. And Bo is going to be just short of a touchdown there. So good stop, good heads-up play by the Chieftains. That is a personal foul as they were awarded a first down automatically as well as half distance to the goal.
And Aaron is back out on the play, so it looks like they just made him sub out for a play. I'm very confused.
But I do believe that counts as a strike against Parento for the season.
So if he does commit one more, he is looking at a one-game suspension. Yes.
Yeah, that's tough, especially just coming off a concussion.
Yeah, I mean,
try to help out that defensive front.
Concussions which have plagued his career here at Pontiac.
So Cardellino under center. He's going to take this and try to sneak it. He's blown away on that one. Absolutely great play by the Pontiac defensive front.
We see Chris Hopkins in on that play. Great play by Chris Hopkins.
Chris Hopkins, a blitzing linebacker there, comes right up the middle. As the mic just comes right in there and takes that play away.
I was extremely impressed with the play there. Good
a very interesting
by.
play call.
I mean,
number 12 is really struggling. Cardellino's really struggled with quarterback sneaks today. He's converted a few, but I mean very short ones.
I mean he did score a touchdown on one, so we can't say it's been completely unsuccessful, but.
I mean, but we've seen him really struggle to get past the linemen on some of these. Fourth and goal. This is really going to decide the game here. And wow, that ball's dropped. Wow, he's wide open.
Malachi Sameo
Parento caught with his pants hanging down and threw the butterfingers with the receiver on that one.
I mean,
That's really difficult.
Malachi Sameo with his second drop touchdown of the game.
Malachi Sameo is going to drop
So after
a
great
gift,
defensive goal
an
line
absolute
stand,
gift from
Pontiac's
quarterback.
Chieftains will take over first
Looks
and
like
10
Santa Claus didn't make it down that
inside
chimney
their
Yeah,
own
tonight.
he drops a gift from Cardellino. I mean, he's wide open. Parento gets lost in the coverage. He's not sure which guy he's assigned to. I mean,
It was completely.
it's a gift.
Yeah, I mean, it was just.
So Mackey's going to come
absolute
out
gift.
as the center, and the Chieftains take over. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, Aaron Parento and Tyler Brown just had a miscommunication of who they were supposed to be guarding.
So that's going to be a handoff.
Off to the left side.
Carpenter's going to get some yardage there.
Gonna gain some yardage on that play.
So he's going to get him back out of the end zone, which is nice. Late flag. Not sure about the positioning of that flag. Can't really see it.
Almost looks like a block in the back is what they're going to try and call, I think.
Yeah, so it is going to be against the Chieftains, whatever it is. That's going to back them up, and that'll be really tough.
Yep, illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back on the Chieftains. We're not sure who that's on, but this really backs them up now.
I mean, well, hey, I mean, the longer the field, the longer it takes, right? The longer that time runs off the clock. So, I mean, I guess this ain't a bad thing if they can get the first down and keep the ball moving.
On the play, it's going to be 1st and 10 again from about the same spot they started.
This is where Pontiac has to tread lightly. I mean, any sort of mistake here in the passing game, any sort of fumble, anything like that could really
Bad news.
yeah, it could really end badly for them.
West Greenwich cheating up to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be another handoff
Nice job handoff.
it's a great run by
Bacala
Bacala to get out of the end zone there.
Good job by the right side of the offensive line to just get that hole open before Nick Bacala could hit it. Good for them to see them people movers. Good work by them.
Absolutely. It's great to see them putting in some work after the last 2 games. The line on both sides of the ball has kind of struggled.
It has looked like a little bit tough, and tonight they're finally starting to get their feeding back.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely surprising. A masterpiece from Jeff Mackey at center tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like almost making me puzzle why he wasn't starting before.
Yeah, you know, somebody that I didn't see as a starter this year, but has certainly proved me wrong. A tough pass out of the reach of
Looks
Smith
like
there.
Looks like they're gonna get EWG on a late hit.
Yeah, they're going to call roughing the passer on EWG. They hit Salvaggio late on that, and it looked like a headshot.
Good call by the refs. And this is gonna help the Chieftains out immensely.
Yeah, big time. Salvaggio definitely anticipated that hit, and that's part of the reason that release looked slightly off. Just overshot Smith a little bit there to the sideline. Good ball, just misplaced it just a bit.
If the line can figure it out on that play, I think they should go back. Ryan Smith had just a step on him, and Ryan Smith has a huge amount of reach compared to some of these other players.
A big wingspan. I mean, we saw it on the touchdown. He's just so big.
I mean, just absolutely
if you can
massive.
hit him, he's just so big. I mean, there's nobody that's going to get up there with him.
And I mean, just compared to some of these other players, I mean, he looks like a giant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the corners.
The corners generally, especially in Rhode Island high school football, apart from some of the bigger name Division I schools, are generally shorter, quicker guys. So whenever you get a big mismatch like that with a tall receiver, you want to take advantage of that. And you saw it happen earlier. May happen again.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on that opportunity when you get the chance.
And you have to remember how vital, Paul, I know you know this, but for everybody that's watching, how vital body weight is when it comes to making those big contested catches.
Yeah, I mean, body weight plays a huge factor. I mean, it comes down to when you jump up, who's going to shrug off easier, the heavier guy or the lighter guy? The heavier guy's not going to move that much.
And Smith's a heavy. I mean, he's by no means a big boy, but he's certainly got a lot of. He packs a punch when he hits you.
He is at 250 right now, which compared to some of these other corners is 50 to maybe even 100 pounds more.
Almost sort of a Calvin Johnson style build. Obviously not the speed, but the body build.
Yeah, I mean,
just
he's
really big. Tough guy to bring down.
You can't. When you're 150 pounds soaking wet, you can't move a 250-pound man.
Absolutely not. No. That's been the story of a lot of games this season, and we saw it with the scrimmages a lot back in August and things like that. Obviously, we weren't covering those, but just from talking to some of the guys, they were really confident about having big receivers this year. they like having Smith out wide. They think it's versatile. I mean, he had that beautiful touchdown catch tonight. Good ball by Salvaggio, but they also enjoy having Parento.
Yeah, Aaron Parento, who is also a lot larger, or at least equal in size to most of these corners, and he also has an incredible reach. I mean, with his touchdown plays this year, you can just see that with him getting the ball right in his basket, but 2 feet above anybody's head.
Yeah, we spoke to Parento, and that's been impressive. Salvaggio's going to look. He's going to get Smith on that.
Good catch by
Beautiful
Smith.
catch, and there's a flag in the secondary, which to me signals either pass interference or defensive holding.
Yeah, I think Chris Brennan was getting held on that play after he burnt his corner. I think the safety was also about to get burnt, and he decided to make a little interference on that. But
Smith, the gloveless Smith tonight has really reemerged as a different receiver.
I'm telling you, those gloves don't work in the wet. So
As soon as
good
he took
decision.
him off, he's 2 for 2 on receptions.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't dropped the ball since.
Big play by him. So that's going to be enough to move the chains for the Chieftains.
And great way for him to get his feet down. Very impressive for the big man
Absolutely.
to have such impressive footwork.
So we see an EWG secondary member speaking with an official. That looks like the man himself, Malachi Sameo. Looks like he's going to be held. He's going to be called for the hold there on Chris Brennan.
Aside from his returns, Malachi Sameo has honestly
Struggled.
played very poorly tonight.
And look at this, a good run. Wow, and an unbelievable run. And there he goes. Unbelievable play. The halfback dive, Marcus Carpenter just takes it straight to the house.
I mean, Aaron Parento with a great block there to open up the run. Whoever was lurking for EWG just got blocked. Aaron Parento stopped him. And then all Marcus Carpenter had to do was take a little jab to the right. And all he had was nothing but green ahead of him.
Yeah, so Pontigansett is going to pour it on here in the fourth quarter, as we really hoped they would do. And they did come out as a different team in the second half. Just really pulled away with this one, which is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something they needed. This is a team that's been struggling, but it looks like they're finally going to get out of here with a win after 2 back-to-back losses.
So Smith is going to hold this one. DeRoche is going to attempt another extra point attempt.
It looks like they're missing somebody on the offensive.
Yeah, so
or,
we
on the
need
line,
one more, and it's going to be Hopkins. Hopkins is coming out.
to the left side.
So Chieftains lined up to kick the extra point. Smith getting ready to put the ball down.
So Smith's going to be in for the hold. Hopkins comes out.
Ryan DeRoche ready
Here
to
comes
kick.
DeRoche. It's a good hold.
And DeRoche is going to put that through.
DeRoche going to knock that one through. Beautiful kick. 31-12, Pontigansett.
Good to
With
see
6
DeRoche.
minutes left. And, Paul, just like we spoke about, a 6-minute drive from Pontigansett.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that Ryan DeRoche put that through. I'm very happy and very satisfied to see that he's back to kicking well. It was a very tough start to the game, but I think as the sun went down here, the wind also started to die down because that ball just had a nice clean flight. It didn't look affected at all by the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. A great drive again by the Pontigansett offense. Great to see the pass game finally catch on a bit. Smith with another big play. It's good to see him get involved from the wide receiver spot because, the last couple of games we've covered, not a whole lot of targets.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see him that he's finally starting to get his volume up. And I just want to point something out on the sideline right now. Marcus Carpenter is limping, so that could mean something bad for Pontigansett.
Oh, boy, I didn't even notice. I hate to see things like that. Carpenter is getting a drink of water now, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a bad cramp that needs a little bit of hydration to fix.
Yeah, so big play from him. He's played real well tonight. And he's gingerly walking now at this point. Probably just something he's going to have to shake off. Braddock's going to keep it on the ground. It's a line drive. And that'll just a knee will be taken by Peter Hernandez.
Smart play by Peter there. Just take the knee. Don't try to do anything fancy. So I don't want to say the fat lady has sung, but I think she's starting to warm up those vocal cords because it's 31-12 with 6 minutes left.
How about giving those cheerleaders a big round
Yeah,
of
so
applause
a
for
big,
hanging in there all night?
big second half for the Chieftains. They've done a fantastic
Okay,
job.
Thank you.
I mean, I've held EWG to nothing offensively. I mean, they've aside from that one drive we saw a little bit earlier, They've done pretty much nothing on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they came out wanting to win the second half.
All right,
Coach Cook definitely fired them up like we anticipated he would.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a great play. It's just absolutely great to see.
I mean, this is definitely a second half team, which is never a bad thing. It usually works out in the NFL when a great team that can play great in the second half. Second half is the most important half. That's where the game's won.
Absolutely. Games are won and lost in the second half, and today Pontiac won it in the second half. So that run is just going to be erased on a holding penalty by EWG. Once again, they can't catch a break.
I mean, if you're the head coach for EWG, this is just something you don't want to see. You're just trying to basically do something to try and keep your team in it, and marching backwards is not what you want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely been a struggle. Pontiac, though, they've pulled away with this one in the end. They're out there playing well, both sides of the football. Defense has played fantastic in the second half. I mean, even in the first half, they didn't play badly.
Yeah, I mean, I think both defenses played fantastic in the first half. I mean, I also think the weather played a little bit of a factor in that.
Absolutely.
I think the rain was playing a lot of defense, too.
And that's just going to be stuffed. Pontiac's in front four. In Braddock, Rob Shaw, Hopkins as a down lineman, Viner, and we'll even call it the front five along with Smith. They've just dominated this game.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the defensive line after a very rough 2 weeks against Pilgrim and Tollgate. Good to see them back in action, back to playing how they should be playing, and hopefully they continue this momentum into Tiverton next week.
Yeah, so this will definitely give them a boost in confidence heading into that game. They have a long week of practice ahead of them, a good film session more than likely tomorrow, and hopefully they get in there and put some work in this week and get ready for Tiverton.
And that's a good point to make. It is a long week of practice because the game did get moved to Saturday. So now, instead of Thursday being a walkthrough, Thursday is now a regular practice.
Stumbles and almost intercepts that one. That center of the field, as we spoke about, it's an ice skating rink. We've seen just a number of players drop right in the middle of that field.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, if you look at around the 45 of EWG's side, you can just see a couple of chunks of sod or dirt or whatever that is.
Yeah, a lot of this dirt is just, it's been stepped on over the years so many times in such terrible weather conditions. Obviously, the Foster-Gloucester region. I mean, we've played in snow, things like that.
I think this is a vouch to athletic director Marcelo to finally think about investing in that turf field.
Oh, and I'm sure he's thought about it, Paul, but, it's a lot of money for turf. And
yeah, I mean, we got the drainage. All we got to do is buy the turf.
Absolutely, I agree. Trust me, I'd love to see it. Nothing we'd ever be here to see though. So
very true. I mean, that's a good point to make. Is that this is our senior year, so we won't be seeing any turf anytime soon.
Only at Situate, but they don't deserve it.
I agree. Not deserving at all.
It's a real tough time for EWG penalty-wise. A lot of teams, both teams have committed a lot of penalties this evening, but EWG has really struggled with offensive penalties. They've just, put themselves out of this game.
Yeah, I honestly,
by backing themselves up drive after drive after drive.
I want to say they have almost 200 yards amassed in penalties tonight.
I would say something close to that.
Good
catch by Carpenter. He's got some running room. That's a great return.
Is that a not muffed punt? We actually caught it. That's incredible.
Yeah, we have a fantastic return there by Marcus Carpenter. Great catch. It was a tough ball to field. He got it. He brought it down, and it's a good catch and run there.
This is splendid to see. They actually
the
caught the
35-yard line for the Chieftains.
I'm absolutely baffled to see them actually catch a punt, especially on a night like this where it's very wet out.
So we're just under 4 minutes here in the contest. 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. I would expect to see the ball kept on the ground, and they just want to run this out.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 3 minutes, and you can easily run this clock out in 3 minutes. Just all you need is like maybe 2 first downs even. Not even. Probably just a first down to run the clock correctly.
Salvaggio in the shotgun.
Salvaggio's going to take this one from the shotgun. It's going to be a designed role play. Oh, wow, and he just barely gets rid of that.
He does get rid of
I'm a little bit confused as to why we're passing the ball. I'm not going to lie. Just run the football.
Potentially could have been a run-pass option here, and Salvaggio may have felt that there could have been something there. it's nice to see a no call there. I didn't see a receiver in the area.
Yeah, I mean, pretty lucky for Pontiac to get a no call on that. And Marcus Carpenter is still limping. I think they just got to take him off of the field for the rest of the night, avoid any injury to him, because Marcus Carpenter has played probably one of the largest factors in tonight's game.
Oh, absolutely. He's played a phenomenal role. But I think the story of the night's Jeff Mackey. I really do.
I agree. Jeff Mackey, a surprise start, but he's been playing absolutely fantastic. His snaps have been very impressive to the numbers every single time.
We have a flag thrown. It's going to be a false start on the Chieftains. It's tough to see that at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to get home at this point. And there's been 2 plays, and the clock has moved 4 seconds.
Yeah, the clock's changed about 4 seconds in the last 3 attempts to even do anything. Hopefully they can just
run the ball out.
Run the ball and get a first here.
Get
and then
this game over with.
Get it over with, pack it up, and go home. Get a lot of cold fans out here.
And we appreciate all the support that the
Absolutely, it
fans.
definitely filled up towards the end of the night. We even have to our left is quite a big section of EWG fans that made the trip. You guys have no reason to be disappointed with today's game. Look at this. To Smith, double coverage there.
A good no call there. Both receivers were kind of hand fighting. I'm still very puzzled as to why we aren't running the football here.
For once, you actually saw a kind of a press coverage there by EWG tonight. They haven't really done that all night long. They've had a good wide spacing.
That was a very good coverage on that play. It swarmed right to the ball.
It was. I mean, Smith is not a guy who's going to burn you down the field, but don't sleep on his speed. He can certainly get down the field.
I mean, he's huge compared to the corner that he's on anyways.
Absolutely. They've given him quite a bit of room here, but Salvaggio's going to keep this one. Wow, and he's got some running room. Beautiful.
And
but there's going to be a late flag.
And there's been quite a large number of flags tonight. I think both teams need to go back to the drawing board on how to not commit flags and not commit penalties, because this has been absolutely abysmal tonight.
Yeah, this will be something that Coach Cook certainly brings up to his team this week in practice. Committing penalties against Tiverton is not going to help anybody. That's a team that doesn't mess up.
And yeah, I mean, Tiverton will capitalize on every single flag. They will punish you for making those penalties, and it's a team that will kill us in every way possible that they can.
Yeah, they'll have to face the younger of the two Gaychuk brothers next week in Tiverton, which is going to be a tough task.
And I mean, he's just like his brother, an incredible passer, can make all the right plays, and
a good build, good height, just some solid speed. But he's comfortable in the pocket, and he'll dice you up. So a pass here to Parento, and it's going to be for a short gain.
And that's going to bring up 4th down, and it doesn't look like Salvaggio is hopping off the field here. So it looks like Pontiac is trying to get the first here.
Yeah, they're going to attempt it.
Salvaggio to Parento on that quick screen out to the left.
Which, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, you're at the 40. I mean, EWG started at the 40 at least 5 times.
Smith and Salvaggio discussing back to the huddle. I wouldn't be shocked to see them two discussing there. I wouldn't be too shocked to see a run-pass option here. They like to go to Ryan Smith on this play because he runs a nice cross-field slant, and it could be, the play design here. Watch for that slant.
We'll see.
Salvaggio back to throw.
Oh, they're going to throw.
Oh, they had
Chris
Brennan.
Brennan's wide open.
Chris Brennan. Let's go.
A touchdown to Chris Brennan.
The young man. The young slot wide receiver.
Right up the seam, the sophomore goes, and wow, that's a beautiful completion by Salvaggio. Great ball in the weather conditions. Beautiful snap by Mackey. Unbelievable execution on 4th and long.
Yeah, I mean, that was a completely blown coverage by EWG. All Chris Brennan had to do was play center field, basically, and just adjust to the pass, receive it, run it in.
Yeah, Chris Brennan, an excellent catch. He continues a great season. It's been unbelievable.
I mean, he's been one of the most impressive sophomores I've ever seen play for Pontiac in my years here.
Yeah, undoubtedly. I can't think of one. There's not one that comes to mind more impressive at this point. especially at least in the offensive pass catching role. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely on offense. And on defense, he plays an all right slot cornerback. So hopefully he continues to do this. And I mean, he's got plenty of years ahead of him here at Pontiac, and he's going to be the quarterback next year. So this is just good to see him get some momentum, get some confidence in him of how he can actually play football.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, a good varsity player.
Yeah,
I mean,
think he's
really early in his high school career, a good varsity player. He'll have I doubt very seriously he'll have any hard time adjusting to whatever they throw at him next year. He's been very versatile.
If you're a big Pontiac fan, you should be thrilled to see this great play out of Chris Brennan.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. I agree with you 100%. It's a great thing to see. We look forward to seeing more of it. He's going to do big things in the future.
Who even knows if he becomes a big rushing QB, which I think is a very good chance of happening. He might even find himself getting 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that's definitely a possibility. We may have an 1,000-yard rusher this year in
Marcus Carpenter.
Marcus Carpenter, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's certainly a possibility, and if not this year, certainly next year.
I mean, Marcus Carpenter, another very young player on this team, a sophomore, extremely quick, and I think he might even be flirting with 700 yards, 600 yards at this point.
And if you think about the starting linemen for this Chieftains offense, with the addition of Jeff Mackey, obviously DeRoche with a good kick there, it's going to be a pitch to Malachi, and they eat him up. Good to see that.
EWG just relying on Malachi at this point. He's been a key cog in their offense in the second half, so I guess they thought he could make the plays to keep him in the game. But he unfortunately just has had a very tough time here in the second half.
Yeah, so I mean, as I was getting back to saying, with 1:31 left in this game, we were talking about the future of this team. Obviously, with Chris Brennan probably at quarterback next year. Obviously, we won't be here to talk about it, but think about the offensive linemen we have returning. We got Viner, Plouffe, who are obviously going to work hard in the offseason and continue to get better.
Mackey.
We have Jeff Mackey now emerged as a pretty fine center.
Pat Matarisi. Oh, great play by
Great
Sal
play
Bianca.
by Sal Bianca. Absolutely great play. So JV's entered the game to end it. But we have those guys returning on top of Anthony Batella-Robshaw because he's a junior. So we have him next year as well. So a lot of the line returns.
I mean, you really only have to
And in
fill
turn, a
one
lot of the
position.
defensive line returns.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, I mean, you really only have to fill one
And you can make
position
that
on
your
the O-line.
offside tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
So
One player on the O-line, that's not too bad.
not bad at all, especially for a team like this. And a lot of returning offensive players. Obviously, Parento, another year. Carpenter, 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Backlaw, 3 years.
this is just an offense that has plenty of tread left on their tires.
Back to pass once again down the sideline. He's got a man
And he
open.
drops it again.
And Malachi drops another one.
Malachi has just been
Screaming down the sideline. It's been a tough night for him.
I mean, this kid,
Visibly frustrated with that.
this kid was either born with butterfingers or stone hands or just never meant to be catching a football. I definitely just should stick to defense.
Yeah, you could certainly field some kicks, but that was tough to watch again. Man, against the JV squad, the end of the game,
I mean,
you gotta make that play.
I mean, Malachi should have like 3 touchdowns at this point.
Absolutely.
I mean, but he's
Blazing speed.
an absolute killer in the speed game, but just can't catch a football. Save his life.
That's why Usain Bolt's not a Viking. It's gonna be another big throw to Malachi again, and
and he
he
finally
catches it,
catches it.
Caught.
and he's gonna go all the way.
And it's going to be
So they went back to the same play.
a touchdown for
so-
Exeter West Greenwich.
Touchdown Malachi Sameo, and that's a good way for him to finish the game
Malachi Sameo on
on,
the
on a
reception
on a
for
feel good
Cannellini.
just a feel good play.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Um,
I do feel bad for the young kid. I mean, he's just, I don't know what it is with him, but he can't catch a football. I mean, I feel really bad for the kid. I mean, hopefully he can work on his catching. I mean, he is a senior, so this is his final year. If he's gotten any college offers, I hope they're all for defensive backing positions.
or as a track
Looks like they'll be
athlete.
going for two.
Now, you might be a freak on the track.
As it stands,
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I'd like to get him out on the track and run a lap after the game. I'd like to see how fast he can do it.
Maybe even
Certainly
time
a
that
speed
40.
demon.
Yeah.
But Cardellino held his own tonight. I thought they played really well.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the game management of the sophomore.
Cardellino dumps that incomplete pass.
Oh no, it is completed for the
Oh wow!
two-point
And they're gonna
conversion.
give him the 2-point. Wow! So a completed pass.
So it is an 18-point game with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. I think it's safe to say the fat lady did sing, and a couple minutes ago. And
Yeah, so this one's definitely
game's all but
over.
There's plenty of time left for no more scores.
But unbelievable job by the Chiefs to come out and change up what they were doing and get something together offensively and
Yeah, I mean,
defensively.
they were absolutely sputtering offensively, and I think this is a great time for us to mention our offensive and defensive players of the game. And I would say our offensive player, I think we can both agree on this, is Jeffrey Mackey.
Jeff Mackey,
with the absolute
undoubtedly,
fantastic snaps tonight.
undoubtedly the offensive player of the game, regardless of touchdowns, rushing yards. It doesn't matter to me.
Those, I mean,
I think he's
every
the player of the game.
consistent snaps all night long, and it's something Pontiac hasn't had in a very long time. I mean, almost every snap was right to the Chieftain logo on the sweater.
Yeah, it's not something that we expected to see, but we're glad to see it. It means good things for the future.
All right, so the
And
Chiefs is back.
defensively, I think it's just a collective effort by the defensive line. I don't think there was any really standout, but all of the defensive line played fantastic tonight.
38-20 Pontiac.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly
108
did.
left in the game.
It's going to be a
And it's
high
short, high
kick by
It's on the
Malachi
sideline. It's gonna
Samayo.
go out of bounds.
It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a flag.
At about the 37-yard line.
But yeah, I mean, just some absolute fantastic play by all the defensive line tonight. I was impressed with Chris Hopkins. I think he got to just focus on defense this week, and it really showed. I mean, he got in there on a couple blitzes.
Quarterback sneaks
Yeah,
and shut him right down.
Yeah, he was making some great plays defensively. John Braddock played well. Ryan Smith played extremely well. Both edge rushers just looked fantastic tonight.
Oh, yeah, they were really getting to the quarterback. It was great to see tonight. I mean, these guys came out. They worked hard in the second half. I mean, they worked hard in the first half as well, but they poured it on in the second half.
I mean, Coach Cook must have had one of the greatest speeches ever in this half, and he got this team finally in the right mindset to drive the ball down the field, have methodical, long drives, tiring drives for the EWG defense, and they looked fantastic.
They did. It was unbelievable.
Not really sure what's going on right now, but
They're talking about the spot of the football after the kicking penalty. Coach Cook's now come onto the field to speak with the referees. That's interesting.
I think he's just saying, all right, let's. I don't care really where the ball is.
Let's take a knee.
Taking a knee
And get
anyway.
outta here.
So
So Silvaggio will get down just to take a knee here.
and there's gonna need to be one more knee before the clock runs out. But great win by Pontiac tonight.
A good feel-good win for them, but they have a hard team to face next week at Tiverton. So that's going to be a game to watch on the road.
And I think we can both agree this was a much closer affair than we thought it would be.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
close game.
They're not close to covering our spread, but they do cover a solid spread. So definitely a good, just about a blowout win for the Chieftains.
Yeah, I mean, I still
they take a
expected
knee.
them to.
That's going to be it. Both coaches are going to meet at center field and shake hands. And
And
That's
yeah,
it.
this is just something I really expected, just a bigger win for Pontiac. I think the defense could have played a little bit better in keeping the point total down, but it's whatever. The offense still played great, and it's a win. A win is a win.
a win is a win is a win is a win. It's never been truer words spoken. So, obviously, great ending, storybook ending for this team tonight. They get a nice win.
And I mean,
It's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what this team can do next week, and we'll be playing Tiverton at Tiverton's place again Saturday morning at 11.
So we won't have the call for that game, but we'll be on the podcast to talk about it
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. I mean, I hate to say it, but this could be a really bad game for Pontiac, or it's a really good game.
Or it could
for
be a really
Pontiac.
good game. Even a very hard-fought loss could be a big game for them.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep it within 10 points, I think that's still a win for Pontiac, honestly. This is a very strong Tiverton team.
Undoubtedly. Very strong team, very good quarterback, very good players. So, guys, the final tonight we have for you guys is an official final score. 38 Chieftains, 20 EWG Scarlet Knights. This is Zach Camella alongside
Paul Fallman.
And we're going to bring you guys our interview portion, and that's going to wrap up our commentary.
And we're going to be trying to interview our offensive player of the game, center Jeff Mackey.
Get back to you with that in just a moment.
All right, we're here live with Jeffrey Mackey, the surprise starting center for tonight's game. How'd you get the start tonight? We were surprised to see you starting.
I mean, I don't really know. It kind of just came up in practice. Coach asked if I could snap, and I went and did it. And then he put me in.
Yeah, I mean, those some pretty consistent snaps, probably the most consistent snaps I saw all season long, right to the numbers every time. I was highly impressed. Can we expect to see that continue?
Probably, yeah.
All right, good to hear, good to hear. So, are you going to be starting next week's game?
Hopefully.
I hope so, too. You played well tonight, and you were this week's Offensive Player of the Week, so we appreciate how well you played tonight.
Yeah!